in Cajun country, the word lagniappe means a little something extra. And that's the way they do things with food, music, and life in general in the heart of Louisiana, with just a little bit of gusto. Tonight, the 22nd ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys head southeast from Stillwater and look to put a little something extra on the scoreboard against the Ragin Cajuns. Next. Welcome to college football from 3 feet below sea level. The Swamp Cajun Field in Lafayette, Louisiana. Tonight it's a Big 12 Sun Belt Conference matchup between 22nd ranked Oklahoma State and Louisiana-Lafayette. It is terrific to have you alongside J.C. Pearson, former Washington Husky and NFL defensive back. I'm Mark Neely. Oklahoma State 4-0. They are unbeaten. But, J.C., this is their first road test. How will all the young faces adjust to playing on the road and away from Stillwater? For that matter, how will their offense do away from Stillwater? But they're second in the country in scoring. Yeah, they are, Mark. And this will only be their 5th game in this new offensive system, already averaging 535 yards and 52 points a game. But the scary thing is they tell us they can get a lot better, a lot of room for improvement in this offense. So that's a scary thing. They're led by their big 3. The quarterback, Brandon Weeden, a former pro baseball player. He's got that big, strong arm. He's 5th in the country in passing, and it's nice when you can throw the ball to a guy like Justin Blackman. This kid has really come into his own, leads the country in scoring, in receiving yards per game, and in touchdown catches. So you think just stop the pass and you're good, right? They've got an All-American running back in Kendall Hunter, averages 7 yards a carry and is 6th in the country in rushing. So this offense is very potent and very scary. So many weapons for the Cowboys on offense. Now for the Ragin Cajuns, a few of their weapons on offense taken away due to injury. And tonight that's going to put more weight on quarterback Chris Masson. Well, Chris Masson's got to play the way he played last week when he had a career day. 310 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He's got to put this team on his back, and he is a very confident young man. We asked him what concerned you the most about this Oklahoma State defense, and he flat out told us nothing concerns me about him. He thinks that they can have a lot of success tonight, but it has to start all with him. The Ragin Cajuns are a lifetime 2-2 against the Big 12 here in Lafayette, including a win last season over Kansas State. The Cajuns and the Cowboys, and the opening kickoff from Cajun country straight ahead.
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by Husqvarna, the world's largest producer of outdoor power products, including chainsaws, trimmers, lawnmowers, and tractors.
Back here at the Swamp, they have the Thunder Sticks going, and the weather is just perfect, really. 72 degrees. Forecast clear, just a light breeze. If anything, maybe it's even just a tad warm down here. Yeah, you can't ask for any better weather. This is football weather to me, and obviously down here in Louisiana, this is what they're accustomed to. The head coach for the Ragin Cajuns, Ricky Bussell, in his 9th season. He's originally from South Carolina. In fact, when he played, he was a wide receiver at Clemson back in the 70s. And he has had his team here bowl eligible for the past 5 seasons. And I really like his attitude. In talking to him in our meetings, he said, hey, we're going to come out, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to let it fly, almost like a we've got nothing to lose attitude tonight. And Mike Gundy in his 6th season at Stillwater, of course, his alma mater, where he played as the starting quarterback for 4 seasons. And even Mike Gundy has admitted, you know what, we're 4-0. Maybe we're a little better than we thought coming into this particular spot in the season. Yeah, they played so many young guys. 14 freshmen have played for him, and 10 have really played significant minutes. And he was pretty excited where they are. He thought that they were further along as a team right now than where he thought they'd be. The new offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, Dana Holgerson, comes over. He spent a couple of years at Texas Tech, also at Houston most recently, and he's made some changes. A little more running team now. Yeah, you know, he said normally he's got this air raid offensive system that he's used everywhere he's gone, but he's never had a running back like Kendall Hunter. A talented All-American running back, and that's why they've kind of adjusted their system to fit their personnel, and that's why Kendall Hunter will get 20 to 25 touches tonight. Well, Oklahoma State won the toss and deferred. So the Ragin Cajuns are going to get the football first. Quinn Sharp, a sophomore from Mansfield, Texas, to kick it off, and we are underway from Cajun country. Taking a yard deep up across the 15-yard line, and then knocked down for the Cajuns. Daryl Surgett, one of their wide receivers, playing on special teams. Let's take a look at the Ragin Cajuns offense. The quarterback, Chris Masson, making his 17th consecutive start. One of their wide receivers, also Javon Lawson, can't throw the football. Watch for that. He has a touchdown toss this season. Ian Burks, the center, really their senior leader on the offensive line. And the right side of the line in flux. Senior Jonathan DeCoster not in there tonight due to injury. In motion comes the back, spikes. He takes it left side and gets maybe a yard or so. Take a look at the Cowboy defense. Blatnick getting the start at one of the defensive end spots. At the other, Hugo Chinasa, Big 12 co-defensive player of the week for this week. Justin Jent was shaken up in the first series last week against Texas A&M. He is back. And hard-hitting Markel Martin is the strong safety. Second down at 8 after a gain of 2. And the Cajuns out of the pistol. Mason turns, spins. He's got a defender right in his face, and that is off the hands of the intended receiver. James Thomas put the pressure on, and the fullback, Matt Decimo, was the intended receiver.
And right off the bat, you see Oklahoma State bringing some pressure off the edge in James Thomas, and that's something that Louisiana really didn't expect. They thought that Oklahoma State was going to come out and be very passive and play pass defense, while Oklahoma State being a little more aggressive early in the game.
And the Ragin Cajuns are the defense that likes to blitz, and wouldn't you know, it's the Cowboys who come early in this game.
The tendency breakers.
So an early third down and long for the University of Louisiana. 3rd and 8. Mason with plenty of time goes left side, complete, nope, incomplete at the 23-yard line. In and out of the hands of Rico Joseph. Tolumoalo had the coverage.
You know, that's one of the things that Coach Bussell said they have to do. They have to catch all their catchable balls. Now, obviously, that would have been short of a first down still, but they can't afford to drop any balls tonight. If they can catch them, they've got to catch them and try to keep these chains moving and keep Oklahoma State's offense off the field.
So Spencer Ortego, one of the top punters in the Sun Belt Conference, angles it towards the right side, comes down near midfield, stays in Cajun territory. And Oklahoma State's going to have terrific field position for their first possession, beginning near the 47-yard line of the Ragin Cajuns. 28-yard punt with no return. Here's the offense for Oklahoma State. Brandon Weeden, who will turn 27 years old a week from today, the former professional baseball player. Josh Cooper, one of the wide receivers, has 64 yards receiving per game. 3 Texans on the left side of the line and at center. And right guard Lane Taylor is the lone returning starter on the Cowboys offensive line this year. And right away up the middle in the running game, Hunter picks up a couple of yards, picks up about 3. Louisiana defense on the D-line. Defensive end Nate Douglas out of Milton, Florida. Also Terrell Richardson. He is the older brother of Alabama running back Trent Richardson. And Dalen McCoy, a leader at the weak side linebacker spot as well. A big hit. The helmet pops off at the 39-yard line. Bentley put the hit on Cooper. And Cooper's still on his back, the junior from Mustang, Oklahoma.
Takes a big shot. Bentley just reads the route and just comes off and just, you can see him right here. It's just going to come up from the outside, and as soon as Cooper turns around, just lowers that shoulder.
Almost look for that angle like there were 2 helmet-to-helmet contacts on Cooper there.
It's a big shot on him.
Josh Cooper, a junior from Mustang, Oklahoma. Mustang High School not far from Oklahoma City. His 22nd catch of the season.
Yeah, and that would be a big loss for Oklahoma State because he's their best route runner by far. He's the guy that really works the middle of the field and creates some mismatches with safeties and linebackers. So he's not able to go. That's a big loss for this offense.
So we'll take a timeout as they attend to Josh Cooper and come back with more from Lafayette after this. Well, Josh Cooper did give a little smile and walks up under his own power, but still has a little bit of a glazed look as he's walking off. He took a hard hit. The initial one came from the right cornerback, Bill Bentley.
Yeah, watch as soon as he turns around. Bill Bentley, number 5, just comes in with that shoulder and just lunges into Cooper. And some helmet-to-helmet contact there, but that's kind of unavoidable right there when you're coming in and making that tackle. Everything is happening so quickly, and the receiver starts to duck his head a little bit, but big shot that Josh Cooper took.
Dalen McCoy got him from the backside as well. So 3rd down and 2 for the Cowboys, and they give it to Hunter, and he has the first down across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Cooper Jeremy, the free safety, making the stop.
And you see Oklahoma State comes out in a 3-back set, and they're in it again right now. They call this their tray formation. And really, it's designed to create one-on-one matchups outside with the wide receivers.
Jeremy, who made that last stop, hobbled off the field. Now Weeden going for the end zone. Blackman in single coverage there with Ortiz Orini, and just overshot him just a little bit.
And as I was saying, that formation is designed to create single coverage outside. You see Blackman just comes up and stems outside, runs that post. That ball's got to be further out in front of him, allow him to run under it. But when they're in those 3-back sets, it keeps those linebackers and safeties in tight also.
Had a step on his man, though. 2nd down and 10. Weeden with time, looking right, lets it go off the hands of Harrison and incomplete at the 30-yard line. Devin Lewis Buchanan, a linebacker, had the coverage for the Ragin Cajuns.
And that's the area where they'll miss Josh Cooper the most. And Harrison is the guy that's replacing Cooper. That's really, that position is designed to work the middle of the field. And Cooper did such a great job of it when he was in there. Harrison comes in and drops the pass. First one they throw to him.
So a 3rd and 10 for Oklahoma State. Well, just inside the 35-yard line of Louisiana-Lafayette. Here comes the rush from the edge. Weeden lets go towards the far side. That ball hanging in the air near the end zone. Incomplete. Going for Blackman. And again, Orini had the coverage on the 6'1" receiver from Ardmore, Oklahoma.
Well, one thing you know about the Ragin Cajuns, they're going to bring pressure. They're a 70% blitz team. That's one of the highest in the entire country. They're going to get after the quarterback, try to pressure him, get hits on him, force the ball to be thrown quickly. And when they do that, those guys outside like Orini, they've got to be able to cover the wide receivers.
Dan Bailey, who hit the game winner at the gun last week, is going to attempt a 52-yarder off the left hash. It has the distance. Got it. A career long for Bailey, 52 yards, and the Cowboys do get on the board here early in the first quarter. Well, Dan Bailey, who had a career-long 51-yarder at Missouri last year, betters that. He had the game-winning field goal of 40 yards to beat A&M as time expired last week.
And hasn't missed a field goal all year. He's 8 for 8 now, and more impressively to me is that in his career, he's never missed a PAT. 157 for 157. So it's always good when you've got a kicker that's that accurate and that consistent.
The senior from Mustang, Oklahoma, Dan Bailey. And you see the numbers, has not missed a point after, and the field goal percentage, wow, very impressive.
And with this offense, teams are going to try to hold you to field goals. They're going to play deep a lot of times, try not to give up the easy 7 points over the top. So when you've got a kicker that can come in and do what Dan Bailey does, makes it tough.
Sargent back deep for the Quinn Sharp kick. Here's Daryl Sargent, a true freshman from Alexandria, Louisiana. Back for the Ragin Cajuns. Surge it. 7-8 yards deep. Will take a knee. And Louisiana-Lafayette will have it 1st and 10 from their 20. Ragin Cajuns have had their share of injuries, some key ones. Kevin Streeter had been their primary running back, hurt last week against North Texas. He's out for the remainder of the season. Ladarius Green, one of the better tight ends, not only in the Sun Belt Conference, in the country. He is out as well with an ankle injury. And also on the line, Jonathan DeCoster. He is out as well with injury.
Yeah, puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Chris Masson, your best running back, is out. Your best receiver is out. And missing one of your best offensive linemen up front. So a little short-handed, but Chris Mason's got to pick it up and make up the slack for him.
Well, we did see Ladarius Green, the tight end. He's in uniform and was warming up before the game, but has not played. And that comes in complete. Javon Lawson. Andrew McGee pushes him out across the 30. Gain of 14 yards.
Javon Lawson, he's the guy that will get most of the passes. He and Chris Masson have a pretty good chemistry together. He's the leading receiver on the team. Had a big 60-yard touchdown catch last week against North Texas. But he's a guy, especially with Streeter out and Green out, he's the guy that they'll look to make some plays for him.
Lawson comes to the bottom of your screen. Wide right. First down for the Ragin Cajuns from their 34. Swung out, complete at the 31-yard line, and a couple of tacklers stapled down. Rico Joseph, James Thomas was the first to get to him.
You know, the Cajuns, the Ragin Cajuns, their philosophy is really to spread you out and run the ball. They want to be a 60-40 run team, but we've talked about Streeter being out, so now they've got to be more of a passing team than they really want to be. But you know, you got to do with what you can.
Aaron Spikes, true freshman in the backfield. And the pass is complete near midfield. Up at the 48-yard line. Marlon Miller, a senior from Roland, Texas, moves the chains.
And a good throw by Masson, rolling to his left. And as a right-handed quarterback, this is a tough throw. You see he's got to kind of square up a little bit and puts a lot of velocity on that ball to the outside where only Miller can make that catch.
First down Cajuns from their 48. Both these teams no huddle. The pace of the no huddle is a little different. Usually Oklahoma State a little quicker.
They've got two speeds. They've got fast and faster.
Yes, lightning speed. Swung out, caught at the 45-yard line, lunging forward across midfield. Ori Lemon, middle linebacker, came up to meet Richie Falgout.
And you talked about the pace of this no-huddle offense of the Ragin Cajuns. Chris Masson is in total control. They may call the play in from the sideline, but he has unlimited freedom to change the play into whatever he feels like. They trust him that much. So there's a lot on that young man's plate in terms of changing the play at the line of scrimmage based on what he sees.
Looking at a 2nd down and 7 here. And I think, JC, you and I were a bit surprised that he has all that responsibility handed to him.
Yeah, complete trust from this coaching staff.
Quick drop, now rolls right, throws it towards the sideline. It's caught by Javon Lawson inbounds, but Masson took a pretty good hit as he delivered it. A gain of 6.
And he's the guy that sets the pressure up front also, so he knows when there's an unblocked guy, and he's got to see this coming and feel the pressure and get rid of the ball. And that's one thing about this system. He's got to get rid of the ball a lot faster. They don't want him to take those kind of hits, obviously, because he's so valuable to this offense.
Cooper Bassett, a converted tight end, now a defensive end for the Cowboys, laid the big hit on Masson. And now here comes Blaine Gauthier. He'll run this wildcat formation. It will change the quarterback, so Masson out, Gauthier in, but play clock winding down, and a timeout is called.
Louisiana. That is.
So Masson on the sidelines for the moment with Gauthier in at quarterback for the Ragin Cajuns with 10:07 to go in this first quarter.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And Ford and Lincoln Mercury Service. Expertise, convenience, and value.
Inside the first 5 minutes of this one from Lafayette, a Bailey 52-yard field goal. 3-0 Cowboys. And Blaine Gauthier on to play quarterback here. They will run quite a few different formations. They'll run a little variation of the pistol and this Wildcat as well.
And they'll throw out of it. We saw them at practice yesterday, and they threw the ball a lot out of this formation.
Miller goes in motion. They fake the fly sweep to him. It's thrown and off the hands of Matt Decimo. Well, incomplete, and that was a very catchable football.
Very catchable, and those were the plays that head coach Ricky Bussell talked about. You got to catch the ball, and he knew that they were going to have to throw the ball a lot tonight, and that's why he told us we've got to catch the ball. And there's 2 plays already that the Ragin Cajuns have dropped that should have been caught.
So the Cajuns are going to go for it on 4th and 1. Here on the right side of your screen, the other quarterback, Masson. Again, Miller in motion. And straight ahead, Roche has the first down. Ori Libb in the middle linebacker with the stop for the Cowboys, but it's a first down for Louisiana-Lafayette. Masson will come back in now.
And just out of this Wildcat, you see that they fake the fly sweep, and that really stretches the defense to the outside. And now he's able to just hit the ball up inside, get enough for a first down. And see that sideline's feeling good right now.
Masson 5 for 5 on this drive. He's throwing completions to 4 different receivers. Cajuns doing it through the air, but this time do hand it off. Aaron Spikes, the true freshman from Dallas, gets the carry. And we hadn't seen him give it to the freshman until now.
You know, when we talked to the offensive coordinator, Ron Hudson, you know, what did he tell us? He said, I just want us to come out and be aggressive, be physical, and be nasty.
We heard get after it a few times.
Get after it, be nasty, and just go out and hit somebody in the mouth. He didn't want them to come out and be intimidated by Oklahoma State, and he felt that there was a little bit of that when they played Georgia the opening weekend.
Well, a couple of rushes for Spikes. Take the handoff to him. Masson throws, and that is intercepted. Picked off. Markel Martin gets his 2nd interception of the season for Oklahoma State. Masson well offline that time.
Things don't go well for the Ragin Cajuns when Chris Masson throws an interception. And the first thing he told us is he can't afford to turn the ball over himself. He said, let somebody else do it if it happens, but he can't, as a quarterback, turn the ball over. And he's done it already in this first quarter.
Well, Joseph was the intended receiver, and it looked like it was certainly headed in his direction, but Markel Martin jumped the path of the football that time. And Masson, his first interception in 103 attempts. When Masson is not intercepted, the Ragin Cajuns have a lot better chance of winning. That is documented by the numbers. They are 8-1 when he does not throw an interception. 1-9 when he does throw a pick.
Yeah, you can see Markel Martin.
Well, did he have full possession of this? This is going to go to the replay booth.
You can see, does this ball hit the ground? Looks like he has control of the football. But when it hit the ground, it looked like it might have moved just a little bit there, and you got to control it all the way through the ground.
I don't know about that one. That may go back to the Cajuns. Did he have control of that?
It's got to be indisputable to overrule it, and it was called an interception on the field. And
the best look was that one from behind from the south end zone. Bill Merritt is our replay official tonight.
And I think the question will be is, does this ball move after it hits the ground? He's got possession there. The ball hits the ground, but he still has possession and 2 hands on the ball. But does it move from that point? Does he ever lose possession? And
what's your thought there, JC?
I don't think he does. I think he maintained the possession of the ball. I think he's got 2 hands on it right there. And of course, I'm a defensive back,
yes,
a former
absolutely.
one, so I'm going to side with the defensive back. But I think he maintained possession of that ball even after he hits the ground right there.
Did the way he rolled over with it help sell you that a little bit, that he had possession?
See, you know, from that look right there, it's a little suspect, though.
Right.
You know, but, you know, again, it has to be indisputable in order to overturn it.
The referee tonight, Tony Backert. Here comes the call.
After further review, the pass hit the ground. It'll be an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
So the Ragin Cajuns do get it back. The call is reversed. So the replay booth saying he did not have possession when he hit the ball.
And there goes my record. I've been 100% up to that point. Yeah.
So everything we said about Masson and the picks, keep that in the back of your mind, but no interception.
Yeah.
So we revise it. No interceptions in his last 103 attempts.
Yeah. And then so now their odds of winning go back up because they're 8-1
Right.
and he doesn't throw one.
But he is looking at a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 9 from just inside the Cowboys' 40-yard line. Robert Walker comes in, a true freshman from Mamou, Louisiana. He's in the backfield with Mason under the pistol. Low snap. Mason had it deflected, incomplete. Cooper Bassett, who laid a big hit earlier on Mason, was able to get a hand on that pass attempt, and it's 4th down.
And that was a big key for Oklahoma State. Win on 3rd down. Last week they couldn't get off the field on 3rd and 4th downs, and Texas A&M subsequently ran 106 plays on them. Their big key tonight was to get off the field on 3rd down.
Second punt of the night for Spencer Ortego, a senior from Karen Crow, Louisiana, right here close to Lafayette. Justin Gilbert back, a freshman from Huntsville, Texas. Low punt, takes a bounce around the 19-yard line before it's down. A 20-yard punt for Ortego and no return. Weeden brings the Cowboy offense back on the field when we return to Louisiana. Kickoff tonight was talk football and eat.
Yeah, some great food down here in Lafayette. What time do they close? We'll be here pretty late tonight, but
we won't go to bed hungry, that's for sure down here. 3-0 Oklahoma State leading on a Dan Bailey 52-yard field goal. Great to have you with us, Mark Neely, J.C. Pearson from here at Cajun Field, the Swamp. 3 feet below sea level, the playing surface here. So Weeden hands it to Hunter. Gets wrapped up for a gain of 3 or 4. Now for our playing favorites, brought to you by Pizza Hut. It's Weeden and Blackman. 9 touchdown passes to Blackman. Justin Blackman leading the nation in scoring and receiving yards per game coming in. Weeden throws to the near side, incomplete near the 35-yard line. That time looking for Colton Shelf. Bill Bentley with the coverage for Louisiana.
And, you know, the thing about Brandon Weeden, he's still a very young, inexperienced quarterback. This is only his 5th game as the starter, and he's really got to work on his decision-making and getting rid of the ball a little quicker. He's been known to hold it a little too long.
Weeden has missed on his last 4 pass attempts, and this one, Blackman makes the catch. Came down hard, and it's the defender that's banged up, Maurice Roll. But the catch for Blackman went up, got it, and hung on to it when he came down awkwardly.
Yeah, you see Blackman at the top of the screen. He's just going to run this out route, and you see the ball is there in a hurry. And Weeden knows and makes a good, decisive play as to where he's going to throw the ball. He's got a very strong arm. You see the injury there. But if you throw it to a guy like Justin Blackman, just give him an opportunity, he's going to come down with the ball more often than not.
So Maurice Roll being attended to, but the catch by Blackman. And we talked with the Cowboys offensive coordinator, Dana Holgerson, and he had been at Texas Tech, and I said, tell me about Blackman, who he reminds you of, and I was waiting to see really for the answer of Michael Crabtree, and it took him about 4 seconds to bring up the name Crabtree.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a high praise, especially for a young guy like Blackman. You know, when you look at his numbers last year, really not impressive. But he said that he really learned how to practice during spring ball and really got on the same page with quarterback Brandon Weeden and just really took his game to another level. And you can see what he's done. 4 straight games of over 100 yards receiving, already 9 touchdown catches to lead the country. This young man has really come into his own.
Well, Cooper Jeremy, the backup free safety, came off hobbling earlier, and now the starting free safety, Maurice Roll, not putting much, if any, weight at all on that left leg. Maurice, a senior from Lauderhill, Florida. Maurice, by the way, is a distant relative. Remember, they told us of Esther Roll, who played on the show Good Times.
Florida.
She was Florida, yeah. She was the mother. Distant relative of Maurice.
And who was the husband? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Played pro football.
Did he really?
Yeah, played for the Rams.
Dynamite.
Hey. JJ.
Nobody can forget JJ Walker.
Right.
1st and 10. Cowboys just outside their own 35. Give it to Hunter. He creeps through a few holes across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Jordan Top, one of the defensive tackles, able to track him down. Brandon Weeden, the second-round pick of the Yankees in 2002. The right-handed pitcher, his minor league numbers, 19 wins. Had some shoulder issues. Also played in the Dodgers and Royals farm systems. But we asked Weeden about who he played with the Yankees. Said, hey, played with Robinson Cano, still a Yankee fan. Weeden had some conversations with the late boss, George Steinbrenner, as well. Wide open. Blackman turns it upfield at the 40 and steps out at the 49-yard line. Devin Lewis Buchanan got over there, but too late, a gain of 7. Boy, I tell you what, Justin Blackman was wide open there. Let's look at some of the destinations in minor league baseball for Weeden. Tampa in the Florida State League, Staten Island in the New York Penn League, among others. Into Louisiana territory. Again for Blackman. Lance Kelly, the strong safety, bringing him down around the 45-yard line.
And you see that they're running their offense a little faster right now, tempo-wise, just getting back to the line of scrimmage and running plays, trying to get Weeden into a rhythm, get him comfortable out there, and give him some easy throws.
Swinging out, and again, racing forward across the 35-yard line. James Harrison and Blackman. Harrison on the catch. 9-yard reception.
And you see, Mark, all the screens that they're throwing now, their philosophy offensively, Dana Holgorsen, is to make those defensive linemen have to run, tire those guys out also.
Quick pass. On the 39-yard line, Bentley on the coverage of Blackman that time.
And they feel that if they can tire those defensive linemen out by making them have to pursue and run sideline to sideline, it makes it easier to run the ball because those big guys get tired inside. Now, the problem that they have running these screens is that the Ragin Cajuns play so much man coverage, and if they tighten up their man coverage, it really takes that outside screen game away from them.
A little extra time taken by the Cowboys this time in the no huddle. Randall, who comes in, goes in motion, and he receives the pass, but a flag prior to the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 70 on the offense, 5 yards, second down.
Well, the Cowboys a lot of times will snap it with about 18 seconds left on the play clock. Look at that. This was from the A&M game from last week. They like to get up there and snap it. Yeah. They were snapping it with 26, 27 seconds a few plays ago.
They go fast and faster.
Weeden under pressure, dumps it off the screen. Randall shoots to the left, thrown down at the 35-yard line by Ortiz Arini. And the flag comes out.
Number 1, Joseph Randall. Tackle for the Cajuns by number 2, Ortiz Arini.
When you get a team that blitzes as much as the Ragin Cajuns do, you slow that blitz down by throwing a lot of screens. The running back screens, the wide receiver screens, the bubble screens, and now they have to think a little bit. They just can't pin their ears back and get up the field.
There is no flag on the play. Third down.
Did they think perhaps there was a face mask there or something and talked it over? He definitely, with an aggressive throw down there.
He threw it like he meant it, didn't he?
Yes. So they pick up the flag, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Cowboys. Clock running under 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter from here in Lafayette. Hunter back in. Pass protection this time for Hunter, and Weeden goes to the right side and wide open. Blackman at the 20. How is Blackman getting this wide open? First down, Cowboys. Stokes on the coverage. Gain of 18.
Well, what happened, Mark, is that the Ragin Cajuns played a cover 2 defense, but watch the corner. Watch Arini. He sets too short, and then Justin Blackman just stops on the sideline, and the safety doesn't get over. You see the corner doesn't drop. In cover 2, if there's no threat, you got to continue to drop.
Now the sideline out at the 11-yard line. And It's Kelly on the stop of Blackman. And tonight, due to the 2-no huddle offenses, we bring you something a little different. Our now and then dual look, showing you important replays in the lower right-hand side of your screen, while in the upper left-hand corner, a live look at the game in case of a quick snap by either team. And we're going to see a lot of quick snaps.
Yeah, I like that, the now and then look.
Second down and 5. Weeden hands it off. Hunter gets wrapped up by the ankle, gets away, cuts it around left side, inside the 5, inside the pylon. Flag comes out. The flag came out. None of the officials put their arms in the air to signal touchdown, but obviously Hunter got in, and here's the call.
Holding, number 83 on the offense, 10 yards, second down.
Colton Chelf, wide receiver, called for the hold, and we'll bring it back. So from the spot of that foul, the Cowboys will have second down and about 5. Oh, it's second down and 4. Weeden looking right, going for the end zone, and hangs up, but Blackman comes down with a touchdown. Orini had him blanketed, but Justin Blackman with the touchdown catch.
Yeah, never saw the ball, though. Orini never got his head around, and that's why the flag came out, because of the contact. It'll be on Orini, but a great job by Justin Blackman going to get that football.
Pass interference. Number 2 on the defense. Penalty is refused. Touchdown.
Orini at 5'10", Blackman at 6'1", and use the advantage.
Yeah, single coverage outside, but look at Orini. Never finds the ball at all. There's contact, but Justin Blackman, great job fighting through the contact, going around Orini right there and just coming down with the ball. That's just want to right there. He just wanted to make that catch.
So an 11-yard touchdown reception for Blackman, and Bailey knocks through his 158th consecutive point after. 10-0 Cowboys. Hey, Saturday Night Football continues on ABC with one of the greatest rivalries in college football as Christian Ponder leads the 23rd ranked Seminoles against Ja'Cory Harris and the 13th ranked Miami Hurricanes. Someone on the West Coast will see USC take on Andrew Luck's 16th ranked Stanford Cardinals. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Ponder and Harris's numbers, and with the exception of the interceptions for Harris, pretty similar.
Yeah, man. How about that Florida State-Miami? The rivalry starting to come back a little bit. Remember back in the day, that was one of the most heated rivalries in the entire country. And it's getting back to that. Both programs are playing pretty well right now.
For 4:40 remaining here in the first quarter, Oklahoma State with a 10-0 lead. A Bailey field goal and a Blackman 11-yard touchdown reception for Blackman. His 10th touchdown catch, his 11th overall touchdown. He actually had a touchdown on a blocked punt. Then he returned against Washington State in week 1.
And that's just a testament to what hard work does for you. It works and it pays off. Last year had no more than 4 catches in any game, no more than 45 yards in any game, and only 2 touchdowns all year. And now look what he's doing now.
Has 7 catches on that drive alone for Blackman, totaling 59 yards. Sharp. Surgeon from a yard deep will bring it out for the 15. Stutter steps to the 20. First down from there. Take a look at our Acura Drive recap. And Justin Blackman, 7 catches. But first, it was Randall on the screen. And
they spread the ball around, but the tempo really picked up. And really, the Cajuns had a couple busts in coverage, but you got to cover 81. You know that he's the guy that they're going to be looking for. And Orini right here again just doesn't find the ball. And Justin Blackman comes down with the touchdown.
Our Acura Drive recap, 13 plays, 81 yards, took just over 4 minutes. For the Cowboys' first touchdown. Walker, who's now in the game, as the tailback forward for a yard or 2.
Rob Walker on the carry for
Justin Blackman from Ardmore, Oklahoma. And we talked with Mike Gundy. We asked, how many guys were really recruiting Blackman out of Plainview High School in Ardmore? He said, Mizzou was kind of on him, but it was, believe it or not, relatively lightly recruited.
Yeah, they got lucky there.
A steal for the Cowboys,
yes,
no question.
Indeed.
Mason, quick drop. That bounced into the hands, in and out, incomplete. Pierre Hill, the intended receiver.
And defensively, Oklahoma State, they're going to play a lot of zone. They're a zone team. They don't play a lot of man unless it's third down like it is right now. They'll play some two-man, which means they have two safeties over the top back here, and everyone else is man underneath for all the short routes.
0 for 3 on third down so far tonight for the Cajuns. Third down and 7. Mason across the middle and a little behind and incomplete. Rico Joseph.
They had a chance to convert this third down. Joseph is just going to come from the left side of your screen. Is going to come. You see the middle of the field is wide open. But Mason kind of rushes that throw and doesn't give him time to uncover from those linebackers. If you wait just another step or two, that middle of the field is wide open.
Bo Bowling back deep for the Cowboys. Ortego, his third punt on 28, 20 yards. A better boot from him this time. And a fair catch at the 39, but a flag back at the Cajuns 10.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Number 23 on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Zach Craig called for the personal foul, and a big play there for the Cajuns.
And one of those true freshmen that are playing, you see, just takes the wrong angle. When you're a punt rusher, you've got to take an angle that takes you in front of the punter so that if you don't get the ball, you miss him. But look at his angle. Directly into the punter, and that's an easy call to make.
Ortego kind of holding that left hand there. Spitzer Ortego in his 4th season as a starting punter for Louisiana. First team all Sun Belt last year, averaged almost 41 yards per punt. So really almost the equivalent of a turnover here.
Yeah, it was.
With that penalty.
And now the Cajuns have got to try to get something going offensively.
No snap. Mason looks right, and the receiver wasn't looking. Incomplete. At the 40-yard line, Aaron Spikes, the running back, came out, and he had not turned around when that ball was headed his way.
And Aaron Spikes, a freshman making his first start at the running back position, he's looking at the defender. He never even turned around for the ball. It looked like he was making sure that he wasn't going to take a big shot first, and the ball just fell incomplete.
Mason now has missed on his last 5 pass attempts. 2nd and 10 from the Cajuns 37. Mason under heat, throws, and a little wide and incomplete. Intended for Pierre Hill.
And Mason's just a little bit off right now, just a little rushed and throwing the ball not as accurately as he should be. I mean, coming in, he was only a 51% completion guy anyway, but you've got to be more accurate than the balls that he's thrown so far tonight. You know, in Oklahoma State, they're dropping 7, so it's tough, but on those short underneath routes, you got to be able to complete those.
Mason a career high 310 yards passing last week in Sun Belt play against North Texas in their 1-point win. Mason to the far sideline, and that one is caught by Richie Falgoux. And it gets across the marker near midfield, and a first down for Louisiana.
And that's a good throw. It should be a confidence builder for Mason and Falgoux, but Oklahoma State only rushes 3 guys and still gets a lot of pressure on Mason right here. Ends up throwing a good ball to the outside. See, Falgoux just runs that pivot. The ball's thrown high and to the outside where only he has a chance to make that play.
Jamie Blatnick had the pressure coming from Mason's right side on that last play. Swings it out quickly again to Falgoux. Can't turn the corner. Lost the football, but he was down. At the 49-yard line, James Thomas.
Complete to number 81, Richie Falgout.
Thomas had a big fumble return for touchdown against A&M last week of 63 yards. Now there's Falgout needing to come out. And Falgout is a guy you have to watch throwing the football. He's 4 for 4 in his career in passing attempts, and they've all gone for 6.
And one of the best receivers on this team, and now he goes out with an injury, and they're just losing guys left and right. They were already shorthanded coming in to begin with.
Second down and 9 with the clock rolling under 2:40 to go in the first quarter. 10-0 Cowboys, and a touchdown catch for Blackman and a Bailey field goal. Shovel pass. There goes the freshman, Spikes right up the middle. Across the 30 to the 28-yard line before the strong side linebacker James Thomas brought him down. Nice call there by the Cajuns.
Yeah, it is. When you get the rush coming wide around the corners, you need to come with something inside, either a draw, and right here they come with the shovel pass. You see Aaron Spikes, and he just opens wide up for him. It's a small guy's got a lot of speed and quickness. They really like this young man's ability.
First down, Ragin Cajuns at the Cowboys' 28-yard line. The 9th play of this drive upcoming. Weeden immediately looking left, and a quick reception by Rico Joseph. Under the 22-yard line, or he limit the middle linebacker on the stop, a gain of 6.
And those are good plays for the Cajuns, because when you don't have a running game, that really is a run play for them. It's an easy, quick throw to the outside. You get up the field. If you get 6 yards, that's great, because really for them right now, that's like a running play.
We saw a quick look at the offensive coordinator for the Cajuns, Ron Hudson, who does not actually call the plays. A bit unorthodox. Second down and 4. A quick catch. And turning it upfield, a stiff arm by Rico Joseph. Actually, Miller still spinning, but a flag comes out. Here near the 15-yard line, James Thomas, junior from Lamar, Texas, the one who finally brought him down. Our referee tonight, Tony Backert.
Illegal block in the back. Number 20 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Aaron Spikes, the running back, called for the block in the back.
Yeah, and he's a young guy. This team, you see Aaron Spikes, watch number 20 right there. Just a block in the back, but, give the young guy credit. He's out there, he's trying, he's fighting, and trying to make a block for his guy. But this team, the Cajuns, they're the least penalized team in the Sun Belt Conference. They're a very disciplined football team.
A little bit of first down, but now it's second down and 9. Just over a minute to go in this first quarter. Mason steps up, goes to the right side, right along the sideline, complete. The catch by the sophomore Javon Lawson.
And a good throw. Watch Mason. He goes through his progressions across the field and then comes all the way to the backside, throws it to the outside, and a great grab by Lawson to get both of those feet in bounds right there.
Lawson on his tippy toes there. Gain of 11. First down, Cajuns. Their best drive so far tonight. Bring it inside the Oklahoma State 20. Spikes in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left for Mason. He's looking right. Little fade towards the end zone. Too long. Looking for Lawson in that right corner of the end zone.
Yeah, just some miscommunication there. Lawson runs to the inside like he's about to run to the post, and the middle of the field was wide open, but Mason thought he was going to run that fade route and threw it outside.
Weeden, the Cowboys quarterback. Mason, no touchdowns, no picks. 1 touchdown pass so far for Weeden to Blackman. Of 11 yards. On second and 10. Gives it to Spikes. Found a little hole before being brought down just inside the 10. Andrew McGee got his arms around him. A pickup of 7. Running game starting to have a little more success here, Jason.
Yeah, the offensive line starting to come off the ball, which is what they wanted. And I think they're starting to get a little confidence and say, hey, we can line up and play with these guys.
That's the end of the first quarter from here in Lafayette. A Bailey 52-yard field goal early and a Blackman 11-yard touchdown catch from Weeden. We played one here in Cajun country. Come on back for quarter number 2. Between quarters just a moment ago, Sun Belt Conference Commissioner Wright Waters there in the dark suit presenting a plaque to the Louisiana-Lafayette president, Dr. Joseph Savoie, who's there on the right in the red shirt. Athletics Director David Walker, an acknowledgement of the Cajuns' membership in Sun Belt Conference football over the last 10 years. We begin the second quarter, 10-0. 22nd ranked Oklahoma State leading on the road here in Lafayette. Third down and 3. 14th play of this drive coming up for the Cajuns. It was kept alive by a roughing the punter call. Handoff up the middle, spikes the freshman, puts the head down, gets inside the 5, and it's first and goal, Louisiana.
Yeah, and very similar to the 3-back set that Oklahoma State uses. Real good for misdirection plays. The linebackers aren't really sure what to do. Throws their reads and their keys off. See, they fake that jet sweep. They come back with the misdirection inside.
Mason comes out. Blaine Gauthier will be the quarterback. They told us that frequently they'll bring in Gauthier in goal line situations. They do so here in the Wildcat formation. Fake the fly sweep. Gauthier up the middle. Stopped about a yard and a half short of the goal line. Markel Martin, a strong safety, came up to apply the lick.
The 1-yard line. Second down.
But again, out of that formation, they get 2 lead blockers now, so they can secure the edge. And now you have a guy that can hit up inside on those linebackers, and that's why for Oklahoma State, you got to scoot those safeties down a little closer. And Markel Martin made that tackle, but he's still after a gain.
Miller wide to the right at the top of your screen. Here comes Miller in motion. Fake the handoff. Gauthier stumbled. And I don't think he got there. No, he's short of the goal line. It looked like he got tripped up by the turf first.
Yeah, it looked like he had a hole inside that he could run through. This offensive line doing a good job, but you can see, again, fake the jet sweep. You got 2 inside lead blockers. And Gauthier just goes in and drops his head and stumbles a bit.
See Chris Masson. It takes a special kid to lead the team down the field and then be okay with going to the sideline right there.
And I think also what plays into it is that Gauthier is such a good athlete, and you don't want Mason to take all of these hits because he's so valuable to you.
Third and goal, quick snap, and this time Gauthier does get in the end zone for a Ragin Cajuns touchdown. 1-yard run for Gauthier, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. 17-play drive, again extended by the roughing the punter call on Craig, a true freshman for Oklahoma State. A point after for Brett Baer. Cajuns have changed their place kicker, Tyler Albrecht, replaced by Baer, and he connects on his first PAT. And Gauthier with the short touchdown run, his 3rd of the season, and it's a 3-point game here at Lafayette.
Another day, another dollar. Daylight comes, I'm on my way. Another day, another dollar. Working my whole life away. Another day, another dollar.
As you rebuild your financial future, there may be times you could use a hand. But with 130 years of experience, the principal has the retirement, investment, and insurance solutions to help lighten your load. We even created a website full of ideas to help you and your financial advisor plan a better way forward. Visit AmericaRebuilds.com or ask your advisor about rebuilding with the principal.
This chalupa's huge. I can barely finish it. Joe Girardi?
You're done, kid. I gotta pull you.
Joe, I got a couple bites.
Nah. You said you could barely finish. I'm gonna make a move.
Okay.
I take it from here, kid.
Mo.
It's the biggest chalupa in the game. Taco Bell's new Double XL Chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell.
Kid chewed a heck of a chalupa today.
Yeah, for a rookie.
Think outside the bun.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got. And that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time. And it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall. And is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
A 17-play drive, ate up nearly 6.5 minutes, and Louisiana-Lafayette on the board here, 10-7, 13-13 to go till halftime. That was their third drive, JC, for Louisiana-Lafayette. They finally started to find their rhythm offensively.
They sure did, and you talk about a momentum booster and a confidence builder. Their sideline is dancing, they're laughing, they're enjoying it, they're into it right now, but I mean, who'd have thought that after a quarter that they'd have more yards than Oklahoma State, who comes in as the third-ranked offense in the country.
Brett Baer, sophomore for Brandon, Mississippi, to kick it away. Oklahoma State unbeaten, 4-0, 1-0 in Big 12 play with the win last week over Texas A&M. Louisiana-Lafayette 2-2 and 2-1 in Sun Belt Conference play. Johnny Thomas and Justin Gilbert back deep for Oklahoma State. And a short end-over-end kick taken at the 9 by Gilbert. Across the 20. He's got a hole, 30, 35, 40, up near midfield before he's finally ushered out of bounds by Bill Bentley. 43-yard return. Hey, college football fans, time to put your college on the map. Build your own campus from scratch with ESPNU College Town. Find your school, pick your buildings, and recruit players. You can even challenge your friends across the country to see whose program is #1. Go to bethedean.com now to start playing. You always wanted to run the team in your own campus anyway, right, JC, when you're at Washington?
You recruit your own players. Are you still restricted by the NCAA recruiting rules? And a lot of violations going.
Better read the compliance guide, yeah. Running right, Randall inside the 45. Picks up 5 yards on first down. Lance Kelly, the strong safety of the tackle.
Oklahoma State. Ball down by number 21, Lance Kelly. Second down.
So Hunter not in the game right now. It's Joseph Randall in the Oklahoma State backfield. Randall, a true freshman out of Wichita, Kansas, Southeast High School. He goes in motion. Empty backfield for Brandon Weeden. Immediately looks right and lets it go. Caught. That is Isaiah Anderson. He picks up 6. And a first down, Cowboys. Bentley again on the coverage.
They just come all the way backside. They put trips to the wide side, and that forces the Cajuns defensively to play an extra guy to the wide side of the field and leaves the bottom guy in single coverage to the short side of the field.
Blackman not in there. Randall in motion to the left. And a quick screen pass to Joseph Randall inside the 30. A flag comes down back around the 25. Randall tackled near the 21-yard line by Lionel Stokes, right cornerback.
Tackle by number 24, Lionel Stokes. Flag on the play.
Holding number 82 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Isaiah Anderson, a wide receiver, called for the hold. That's a couple of times tonight now, JC, that Cowboy wideouts have been called for holds.
Yeah, and in this style of offense, your wide receivers have to be able to block down the field. That's where the big plays come from. But as you're trying to stalk those defensive backs, you got to make sure that you don't get your hands outside the framework of their body.
Harrison in motion. Blackman was at the bottom of your screen. Weeden throws across the middle, streaking across at the 26, incomplete. Looking for Hubert Anylam. Again, Bill Bentley, we've said his name a lot here recently, had the coverage.
Bentley's been all over the field. You see him here, lines up in the slot and then comes back to the middle of the field and just does a great job of breaking on the football and getting that right hand around Anylam, knocking that ball out.
Second down and 11 on the Cajuns, 37 for Oklahoma State. Hunter back in for the Cowboys. He gets the handoff, running off left tackle, but it gets tripped up. The name again, Bill Bentley.
Bill Bentley. Guys all over the field. Now he's showing up in run support. And how about Bill Bentley? His name is really Dwight.
But he likes to go by Bill.
Yeah, his middle name is not Bill or anything. He just wants to be known as Bill. And now playing cover 2, he sees the run, reacts, comes up, and now he makes the good tackle and run support.
Oklahoma State 3 of 4 on third down. They look at a 3rd and 10. Weeden drops back. Lots of time. Throwing down the near side. Jump ball, and Blackman takes it into the end zone. Double coverage there, but Blackman his second touchdown catch for Oklahoma State tonight. 37-yard catch for Justin Blackman.
And that's exactly what the offensive coordinator, Dana Holgerson, told me before the game. He said, you're going to see times where he's covered. And Justin Blackman was covered on that play, but they're going to throw it up to him anyway because of plays like this where he can just go up and make a play on the ball. And that's all this is. You know, it's good coverage right here by Arini. Blackman just goes and makes that catch.
Haley's extra point makes it 17-7, so the Cowboys have their 10-point lead back still early in this second quarter. Blackman takes it into the end zone, and the Cowboys answer.
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here. And AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Back at Lafayette, Louisiana, 17-7 Oklahoma State. Still a lot of football to play till halftime here. And the Cowboys offense can score quickly.
Yeah, but for all you young defensive backs out there, watch Arini, number 2. You're not always going to be able to get the football, but you can play the receiver's arms. If he was able to just pull that left arm down, you know, he's not going to be able to get around that big body. Play his arms. Yank that arm down and make him have to make a great one-handed catch. But instead, he tries to reach up and grab the ball and just not close enough, but he's in good enough position to play the receiver's arms.
Blackman 2 TD catches tonight. That's 11 touchdown catches for him on the season. Surgeon takes it from the 3 for the Ragin Cajuns. Bounces it to the left, but then stumbles down at the 30-yard line. If been able to keep his feet there, he had more real estate in front of him. The Cajuns able to score on their last drive, however.
And did a good job, and they were helped, obviously, by this roughing the punter penalty that kept their drive alive. But did a good job, Masson standing in the pocket under the pressure, converts to third down. Now they get their running game going with spikes. And now they bring the Wildcat formation with Goche and pounds it into the end zone. Great drive by the Cajuns.
Well, the Cajuns with their 4th drive of this football game now, with just over 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Robert Walker is in the backfield. Mason rolling right, and a complete pass at the 38-yard line for Pierre Hill, who's been a frequent target, the junior from New Orleans. Gain of 8. Mason started slowly, but seems to have found his rhythm. 13 for his last 14. Second down and 2. Pulls it out of the gut of Walker and takes it himself. He really sold that play fake well.
Yeah, he sure did. And you know, that's just that zone read. He's reading the defensive end. That time he sees the defensive end crash down, so he just keeps the ball. And he's a capable runner. He had a 60-yard touchdown run against Arkansas State earlier this year. So he's a capable guy.
First down run for Mason. All up to the 44-yard line of the Ragin Cajuns. Mason fakes the handoff. Here comes the blitz off the edge, and it's caught. And then stumbling is Falgu. He gets to midfield. Nigel Nicholas gets a tackle out to get him. Gain of 6.
We talked about Chris Masson starting to get hot and get into a rhythm, but I think this offensive line is doing a better job of giving him a little more time to throw the ball. Even though he's under some pressure when the blitz comes, they're giving him just enough time to find an open receiver.
2nd down and 4. Mason dropping back, sets up the screen pass. And the receiver, Walker, ankle tackled by Nicholas once again. A pickup of 4. Very close to the marker here. And they're going to measure. Even if they don't make it, it'll be 3rd and short, but it looks like they may have it here.
And they caught Oklahoma State in a blitz from the edge again, and they just let the blitzer go and ran the screen right behind them. And that's what you do when you get against an aggressive blitzing defense that really gets up the field.
By the nose of the football, 1st down, Cajuns. Cajuns 1st down, just shy of the 45-yard line of Oklahoma State. And now Mason brings him into the huddle.
Yeah, we talked about it in the open, how confident Mason was when we sat down and talked to him. And I mean, it was almost to the point where, I was going to ask him, do you know something that we don't know? Because, I mean, he really felt that they were going to be able to come out tonight and move the ball on Oklahoma State, and that's exactly what they've done the last couple drives.
You love that confidence in your quarterback for the Cajuns, though, don't you?
You have to have that.
Mason to throw. Open at the 34-yard line. The completion to Rico Joseph. Markel Martin with the hit.
And Mason is really settling down because this is the exact play that we saw in the 1st quarter where he rushed the throw, but this time he takes his time. He lets Mason uncover from the linebacker and find that hole in the middle of the field, and now he puts it right on his numbers.
1st down from the 33 of the Cowboys. Matt Decimo in the backfield, along with Walker for the Cajuns.
See that false cadence. Now he can identify the rushers coming from the inside and the edge.
Mason swings it out. With Walker, 30, makes a move, a spin, but then is met at the 29-yard line by a host of Cowboys tacklers. He does get about 4.
And you see that edge pressure that's coming by Oklahoma State. Normally you'll keep that running back in there to pick up that blitzing linebacker, but what the Cajuns are doing, they're releasing the running back and just dumping it off to him real quick, and Oklahoma State has nobody to cover him.
Spikes takes over the backfield for Walker, and Mason rolling right, slings it out of bounds, just getting rid of it. Stopping the clock with 7:42 to go, but it'll be 3rd down and 6. Wow, Lafayette. Louisiana-Lafayette, almost 15 minutes of possession.
Well, they'll be ecstatic about that because that keeps that potent Oklahoma State offense off the field.
It also says how quickly the Cowboys can score.
Now, if their defense can just slow them down a little bit, the offense found a rhythm and some confidence that they can move the ball.
Cajuns 0 for 4, their first 4 times on 3rd down. They've connected on their last 3, but under pressure, he just gets rid of it. And incomplete.
And then no one out there.
And
that's what Coach Gundy's talking about.
And there the flag does come out. And they get the intentional grounding, it appears. Which, if they were hoping to kick a field goal here, it's going to become even longer.
Intentional grounding. Number 7 on the offense. It'll be lost to down at the spot of the pass. 4th down.
Well, it is 4th down. Tyler Albrecht, who had been their place kicker, lost his job. Brett Baird now doing the place kicking, but They're going to punt it away here.
Yeah, way too far to let a kicker try to kick this field goal, especially one that's never kicked one before. You got to punt this ball away.
Ortego to punt it for the Cajuns. Justin Gilbert back at the 10-yard line for the Cowboys. Ortego will try to pin in the Cowboys, angle it towards the far side, inside the 10, and takes a Cajuns roll down around the 7-yard line. 32-yard punt for Ortego, no return as he nicely angled that and pins the Cowboys deep in their own end when we come back to Lafayette, Louisiana. Avery Island, the home of the world-famous Tabasco sauce, only about 28 miles from Lafayette here. The Tabasco pepper sauce that was created in 1868 on Avery Island, much the same that is produced today. You can tour the visitor center, the pepper sauce factory, just one part of the Avery Island experience. They like it hot down here, JC.
Tabasco, love it.
They use that stuff by the gallons down here. Those little bottles don't last long. There's their mascot.
I know guys that, put that on everything. Put it on their eggs in the morning. Put it on hamburgers.
Every meal.
Everything.
Mark Daly, J.C. Pearson with you. Great to have you along. And the first play from scrimmage on this drive for the Cowboys up to the 19-yard line for Hunter. Jordan Top, the defensive tackle from San Diego, brought him down.
Just an inside zone read by Kendall Hunter. And Kendall Hunter, he's not a small guy, he's a short guy. Gets lost inside a lot of times.
So the quick pass, Bentley brings down Blackman. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Out of the backfield, now he goes in motion. Blackman wide to the right. At the bottom of your screen. Looking that way, and in and out of the hands of Bentley, who had 6 going the other way. If he hangs on to that.
A great read by Bill Bentley. He knows that he's singled on the backside and that they're going to throw it to Blackman. So he just jumps the quick 3-step drop, and he's just coming. But Bentley runs the slant. Weeden throws the quick stop, and Bill Bentley just drops the ball.
3rd down and 10. Cowboys 4 of 5 on 3rd down so far tonight. Weeden aired it down the far sideline, and Anylam made the adjustment, but it drops incomplete near midfield.
And I think Arini may have gotten away with one right there, too. He looked like he was holding Anylam's arm. I thought sure he'd get called for that one. Watch Arini, number 2, as they get down the field. Good jam there. Little hole there also. And now he grabs the arm. I mean, he got away with 2 holds right there.
Quinn Sharp back at his own 4. A low snap, but gets it away. Lawson standing, calling for the fair catch at the 38-yard line of the Cajuns. Let's go to the college football studio with Will Selva. Will? Well, thanks very much for the baseball update. Can't give the Phillies extra outs. Here under 7 minutes to go. Buried in the backfield for a loss there. Saturday night, ESPN delivers an SEC showdown as the 12th-ranked LSU Tigers face a tough road test in the other swamp in Gainesville, where the 14th-ranked Gators look to rebound after their tough loss in Tuscaloosa. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels on ESPN Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, and also available online and on your phone.
Yeah, how about that win by LSU last week?
End of the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
We're still talking about that in the state.
Get an extra down.
Mason, complete. Sargent up near midfield. Broderick Brown, the cornerback, on the coverage. 1st down after the 14-yard catch for Sargent.
Just a good, quick decision by Mason. Throws the ball outside, and he's really settled down and doing a much better job of just making a quick, decisive read and getting the ball out of his hands and not letting the rush of Oklahoma State get to him.
Decimo, the lone back. The motion of Lawson. Mason rolling right. Gets rid of it, throws it out of bounds.
Mason's pass incomplete. Second down.
Mike Gundy's Cowboys have led throughout. Leaded by 10 here with under 6 minutes to go. Mason, we thought he had thrown a pick earlier in the game, but it came back due to penalties, so still no interceptions for Mason, and they're 8-1 when Mason does not throw an interception.
And since that time, he's really thrown the ball well.
Spikes the back. As you see, no interceptions in his last 124 attempts. Second down and 10. The screen set up. Bump down at the 42-yard line. Roy Limit helping out on the tackle. There's the middle linebacker from Houston.
Yeah, Oklahoma State trying to play tighter coverage to take these screens away, but a great job and a great block outside. You see the blocker out there, Andrew Joseph, just frees up the receiver, and now they're able to turn that short screen into a positive play.
First catch for true freshman James Butler for the Cajuns. Third down and 3. Caught for the first down at the 36-yard line. Butler once again. Devin Hedgepeth, the cornerback, over on that side of the field.
And again, they recognize the pressure coming up inside and just gets rid of the ball. You can see outside, just too soft of coverage outside. That's Devin Hedgepeth, the freshman corner out there, just giving up too much room. That's an easy throw for Mason to make every time.
So under 5 minutes to go till halftime. The Cajuns marching right now. First down from the 35-yard line of Oklahoma State. Takes the hand off, and Mason going for the end zone, and his man's got it. Couple of steps, touchdown. James Butler suddenly becomes the favorite receiver for Mason. 3 catches for him on this drive alone. 35-yard touchdown, and it's 17-13.
They just suck the safeties down inside on that play action read right there. Now the middle of the field is wide open. You just throw it out there, let your receiver run under the ball. And Butler does a great job of getting to it, but that's what you've got to do. You got to throw it out there in the front, especially with the middle of the field wide open. Give your guy a chance to continue to run away from the corner and to the ball.
Those were both true freshmen. Butler for the Cajuns, Justin Gilbert, a true freshman from Huntsville, Texas, on the coverage for the Cowboys. Butler had not had a catch all game, and then all of a sudden, JC, bang, 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 3 in succession.
Yeah, a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum on their side.
There with the extra point, and it's a 3-point game again. With just over 4.5 minutes to go till halftime. The touchdown catch for Butler, and it's 17-14.
Find a way to wash away, any regrets you have. Don't let this moment.
Well, we mentioned James Butler had not had a catch all night before those quick 3 and the touchdown. Butler actually had not had a catch all season, JC, before those 3. They make it a 3-point game, and it bounces into the end zone. And Gilbert will take a knee. 4-0 Oklahoma State trying to stay unbeaten, but down here in the swamp tonight, and so far getting a battle from the Cajuns.
And you got to think now, if Oklahoma State overlooked Louisiana just a little bit, or is it that these so many young freshmen playing for Oklahoma State, their first road game like we talked about in the open, were they mentally just not ready for this game? Because right now, the Ragin Cajuns are taking it to them.
And all 4 previous games for the Cowboys in Stillwater, one of those was a close win over a Sun Belt team, another Sun Belt team, Troy, 41-38 back on September 11th. And then their win at the gun last week against A&M, 38-35 on the Bailey field goal. Blackman, bottom of your screen. Quick pass goes out across the 20-yard line to the 22. Devin Lewis Buchanan on the tackle of Isaiah Anderson.
And I tell you, this Cajuns defense, they're not real big, but they're fast, and they run to the ball very well. If they can just not give up anything over the top, and that their game plan coming in was just keep everything in front of us and tackle. If they can do that, then they can have a lot of success against Oklahoma State, more than they're already having.
Take the inside handoff to Hunter. That's off the hands of Bo Bowling and picked off. Lionel Stokes, the cornerback, his first interception of the season, and the Cajuns get a Cowboys turnover in Oklahoma State territory.
You can see just the old tip drill. The ball comes out a little hot. Just bounces off of Bo Bowling's hands, and it's just a tip drill. But what is Kevin Fuqua, the defensive coordinator, what does he preach? TNT, tackle and turnovers. And if they can tackle, they've been tackling better. If they just don't give up the balls over the top, the big play, well, they'll be all right, because now they have the turnover in that T that they're looking for.
5th interception thrown by Weeden so far this season. And the Cajuns down by 3 with under 4 minutes to go till halftime. First down inside the 40 of the Cowboys. Mason going down the far sideline. Too long. Incomplete at the 10. His intended receiver was Vernon Wolf.
How about
McGee had the coverage?
Yeah, how about the aggressive play calling, though? You got to like that if you're the Cajuns. I mean, they are not scared, and they are attacking, and that's what Coach Bustle said he wanted tonight. Go out and attack. Just let it fly, and let's see what happens. And, you know, this is a game that he said this is not a money game. This is a map game. Win this game, and we're on the map. And so they're going after it.
Look at the time of possession, heavily favoring Louisiana-Lafayette. Mason on 2nd down. That one caught by Lawson. It's going to be a few yards shy of the first down before he's wrestled down for an 8-yard gain. Roderick Brown helped bring him down. 4th catch for the sophomore from Harvey, Louisiana, Javon Lawson. So Mason comes out. Gauthier is in. Gauthier, who has a touchdown run tonight.
Remember, they tried to pass it earlier. We saw them throw it a lot yesterday in practice out of this formation. You always got to be prepared for that.
3rd and 2 from the Wildcat. Fake the fly sweep. Gauthier going to run it and will be short. The big hit. Markel Martin was one of those that put the hit on, but also the middle linebacker, Ori Lemon.
Yeah, it's tough to run sideways when you get in that formation, especially with a guy like Lemon in the middle. You got to have a hat on him and coming straight forward. That's where they've had the most success out of that Wildcat formation.
4th and 1. And they're going to go for it. Gauthier still the quarterback. Spikes in the backfield. Now he steps up in the Wildcat formation. Miller in motion. Fake it. And straight ahead with 2nd effort. Maybe he got it. Maybe. It's going to depend on the spot. And where the foot is, he may be a little short. This is going to be close.
See, the same play that they've been running in short yardage situations. They 2nd effort there, but I don't think so. As a defense, and especially in those short yardage situations, you want to make sure that you push the running back, and you see Oklahoma State does a good job of that, and I don't think he got it.
I think he got a pretty good spot, though, but we'll see. And he does get it by about half of the length of the football. Let's check in again with Will Selva in the college football studio. Will?
All right, Mark, here's what we have coming up on the Olive Garden halftime reports. We'll be previewing a big SEC weekend. The College Game Day crew is in South Carolina. We'll be Alabama and the Gamecocks. Also ahead, we'll have Reese Davis, Mark May, and Lou Holtz, on which one loss team cannot afford another loss, plus a frightening moment on the ice in Atlanta. A goalie heads to the hospital. We'll have the very latest coming up at the half.
Well, thanks very much. That pass attempt knocked down. It'll be 2nd down. Nigel Nicholas getting a hand on it for the Cowboys. And number 1 Alabama go into South Carolina, take on the 19th ranked Gamecocks. That's going to be a good football game.
It is going to be a good game. The old ball coach, he'll have something ready for him.
Oh, yeah. He's going to look to the sideline. 2nd down and 10, just over 2 minutes to go till halftime. Mason calling the plays. Has that responsibility. Quick shovel pass. This worked early in the first quarter. And for Spikes, he's a couple yards shy of a first down, but Lemon brought him down, a gain of 9.
Another good call, and that was a call by Chris Masson. Like you talked about, he has the freedom to change any play he wants to whatever he wants. He sees that they're short in the box, not enough guys in the box. Goes back and checks to that shovel pass.
So it's 3rd down and a long yard. Spikes again in the backfield. Now Masson puts him over in the Wildcat formation. In motion, fake the handoff, running it himself and pushes forward. First down. Cajuns. Masson, the keeper for 2, will move the chains.
That's when they've been at their best out of that formation. Let those big offensive linemen, those big guys inside. Bates is 316. Burks is about 290. And Flower, who's the right guard, is 300. You got a lot of beef inside that can just come off the ball, fire off, and give you a little room if you only need a yard or so.
Spikes picks up the rush. And a complete pass at the 9-yard line. Oh, the catch for Miller. But how about Spikes, the freshman, giving his quarterback some time here? Good pass protection for the freshman running back.
And that's the toughest thing for young guys to do is pass protect. And you see he does a good job of going outside, chopping the legs of Ori Lemon out from under him. And that allows Masson to continue to the outside and buy more time to throw the ball.
2nd and short, 2nd down and 1. Under a minute to go now till the half here in Lafayette. He does hand it off, and not much there that time for Spikes, but enough to get the first down, and it will be 1st and goal.
And you know, Mark, going back to that play, that's a bad job by Ori Lemon playing off the block, especially when you're out there and you've got contained. You got to use your hands, push off the blockers, and contain the quarterback.
Ragin Cajuns are going to use their first timeout. Tomorrow afternoon, 3 college football games available regionally on ABC or ESPN. And 1 game, Heisman candidate Denard Robinson and 18th ranked Michigan welcome interstate rival 17th ranked Michigan State. That's at the Big House. College football presented by Buffalo Wild Wings on ABC or ESPN at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Some may see Arkansas, Texas A&M, or Clemson versus North Carolina. Denard Robinson, are you on the Heisman bandwagon right now?
Oh, no question. I mean, look at what he's done so far. 181 yards rushing, but not just with his legs. He can get it done with his arm as well. 2 games, 200 yards rushing and over 200 yards passing. That's an FBS record. I mean, Denard Robinson is just getting it done, plain and simple.
How about what Nebraska quarterback Taylor Martinez did last year?
Oh, man. 241 yards rushing.
Against Kansas State. 1st and goal. Masson rolling left. Incomplete. The receiver had lost his footing there, looking for Andrew Rico Joseph.
And that's a throw. It's got to be complete because he's so wide open. Joseph is. They ran an inside and outside route, and the Oklahoma State defenders ran into each other. And that's one that Mason's got to take his time and throw it because he's so wide open. That's a touchdown.
Oklahoma State defensive coordinator Bill Young, his 2nd year back at his alma mater. And on the right, Ron Hudson, the offensive coordinator in his 6th season here at Lafayette. Take the handoff, give the handoff to the back. Spikes ahead for 1 or 2. Jamie Blatnick able to stop him. Clock running. Under 30 seconds left. Cajuns going to have to do something or call a timeout, and they'll burn another timeout. That's the final timeout. They use their 3rd and final of this first half. Well, JC, you and I have, football's just been part of this weekend here in Cajun country. We were invited earlier. The boudin had to be cut, and we did so.
And eaten, and we did a little bit of that too.
That stuff's got some kick to it, a little spice.
A little spicy. And never had it before. And I tell you what, I had some boudin, had some alligator last night. I've never had alligator, had some frog legs.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that in there. Yeah, I tell you what, the menu for us has been not the normal fare for us. As you mentioned, frog legs, alligator,
crawfish.
shrimp, crawfish. It's been fun down here. It's been a party.
Oh, if I lived down here, I'd probably be about 300 pounds because I ate more last night. I mean, I haven't even eaten today because I ate so much last night.
Under 30 seconds to go. 3rd and goal here for the Cajuns. Masson under pressure, steps up, being chased for the backside. Low throw, spikes, caught it, touchdown Cajuns. 7-yard touchdown catch for the freshman from Dallas, Aaron Spikes, and the Cajuns have claimed their first lead here late in the first half. A 12-play drive has kept the Cowboy fans that have come down from Oklahoma relatively quiet here recently. A point after by Brett Baer. And it's 21-17, Ragin Cajuns. Carter, we've got a football game down here tonight.
And Chris Masson does a great job of buying more time with his feet, shows some mobility, and then the young guy not just standing in one spot, trying to find an open spot, and then Mason's able to find him in the end zone. You can see just telling him, just come back to the open hole, and just throws it down low, and Spikes goes to get it.
Second touchdown catch of the season for Spikes.
But how about this? I mean, the Cajuns are winning going into halftime, and you know, if they can hold on for 21 more seconds, but I don't think anyone thought, except them, and I don't know if they really believed it at the beginning of the game, that they could come in here in this first half and completely outplay Oklahoma State.
Well, the Ragin Cajuns are 19-2 when leading at halftime in the Coach Bussell era. There to kick it away. Well, Oklahoma State can score so quickly, 21 seconds could be enough for this offense.
It could be, but defensively, you just got to get back. You put an extra guy back, give them everything short in front of you, and come up and make the tackle.
Gilbert and Thomas back deep at their own 11 for the Cowboys. And they squib it. Bear does. It's going to roll where it's attempted and now picked up at the 26-yard line. Joe Randall now running to midfield. And they're inside Cajun territory. Only 14 seconds left, however. Justin Blackman, let's take a look back at this play in real time, brought to you by Wendy's. This guy can go get him. He may not be done in this first half.
They told us that even though he may be covered and look like he's covered, they're going to throw the ball up to him and give him a chance because of plays like that. He will just go get the ball, and then again on Arini, number 2 again, they just throw the ball up. He just comes down with it. When that ball's in the air, it feels like it is all his and nobody else's.
Justin Blackman at the bottom of your screen, wide right. Going to hand it off, and some room for Hunter wrapped up at the 39-yard line. And Oklahoma State will use a timeout with 8 seconds remaining. Head coach Mike Gundy. But you know, either Oklahoma or Texas have won the Big 12 South each of the last 11 seasons. Prior to that, A&M, Texas A&M won it, but it's really been dominated by the Longhorns and Sooners, and perhaps this is the year that the Big 12 South will go to one of the other teams.
Yeah, and before this first half, you would think that Oklahoma State would have a great shot at that this year, with Texas already losing to Oklahoma. But you know, the way they played in this first half, you have to think, you know, I'm not sure it's wide open, because Oklahoma, even though they're at 5-0, you know, they haven't exactly dominated opponents.
Yeah, the Sooners, except for Florida State, other than that, they've been close wins.
They've been close wins, so it's still wide open.
Let's see if they remember the field goal kicker Bailey has already hit one from 52. Well, the Cowboys with 8 seconds left Try to get into field goal range or not. A lot of time taken. Weeden throws across the middle and intercepted at the 12-yard line. 1 second remaining in the half. LaMarcus Gibson, the second time Weeden has been picked tonight.
Again, Weeden just holds this ball too long. There's nobody open. He's going to try to make a play, but you see all the red jerseys there, and he just doesn't even see the defender coming from the other side. You know, Blackman sees him, and he's trying to make sure the ball's not picked, but it just sails high. Well, even the turnover.
Even if Blackman makes a catcher, they're going to have to get a very quick timeout, which they probably couldn't have gotten anyway.
Yeah.
As you said, we took a lot of time.
Yeah, just held it too long.
The clock would have stopped to move the chains, but there's the knee taken to win the first half. But as you said, Weeden took a lot of time, gets picked for the second time, and we go to the half. Our halftime score, Louisiana-Lafayette 21, Oklahoma State 17. Now let's get it to Will Selva in the studio for the Olive Garden halftime report.
All right, Mark, thank you very much.
In Louisiana, it is Cajun country, and yesterday we had the chance to visit with the university's professor of Francophone Studies and Folklore, Dr. Barry Anylam, about the spirit of the Cajun people.
I think one of the most defining features of Cajun culture is a powerful sense of community solidarity. Very resilient, very adaptable, very creative. So even if we hope to beat Oklahoma State, while they're here, they're comfortable.
Back here in Lafayette, Louisiana, at the half, 21-17. The Ragin Cajuns leading the 22nd ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. Glad you could spend part of your weekend with us. Mark Neely, along with J.C. Pearson. J.C., in talking with Mike Gundy, he told us they like to, as an offense, run about 90 plays in a football game. They only ran 33 in the first half.
Yeah, they're at about a third of that, and only 186 total yards offense. And this is an offense that averaged 52 points a game and 535 yards coming in. So offensively, you know, the Cajuns really got after them in that first half.
Oklahoma State did get out to a 10-0 lead. There was a very key turning point in that first half, though.
Yeah, but they started off a little shaky and kind of out of sync. But then once they got this roughing the punter penalty, it seemed like it reinvigorated them, gave them a lot of confidence. They went right down the field, scored here with Goche on that Wildcat. They came back, 35-yard touchdown pass to Butler, and they were really rolling in sync. And now Masson makes a play with his legs, finds Spikes for a 7-yard touchdown pass. And offensively, you see what happens after that roughing the punter. Before that, they were really struggling offensively, but look at what they've been able to do since then.
Almost like two different games, from that roughing the punter to that point to the end of the first half. So we're ready for the kick to start this second half. Brett Baer, a sophomore from Brandon, Mississippi. Oklahoma State will have the first possession of this second half. We've got a football game here in Cajun country tonight, folks.
Yeah, and I'm shocked. We talked about how well their offense played, but really the most surprising thing for me is how this defense has gotten after this Oklahoma State offense, and really just outside of the big play down the field to Justin Blackman, I mean, they shut them down.
Gilbert and Thomas back deep for the Cowboys. The short end-over-end kick comes down at the 9 in the hands of Justin Gilbert. 20, 25, 30, stumbles forward to the 34-yard line. Time for tonight's Game Track, brought to you by Fidelity Investments. And you look at the Ragin Cajuns averaging 20 per game coming in. They've already exceeded that.
Yeah, and you know, Blackman 8 catches, 96 yards, you know, for Oklahoma State. That's really all they had going on for them offensively. But how about Chris Masson? 38 passes, in that first half. No interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and really managed and gotten a flow and managed that offense very well.
Kendall Hunter, 8 rushes for 46 yards in the first half. Do you expect to see more of him in the second?
That's the problem. You got to get him the ball a lot more in this second half.
Well, he gets the first carry, is able to wiggle free and actually make positive yardage out of that when it looked like he may be brought down for the loss of a couple instead he gains 2.
Yeah, and even though that's a short gain, you got to continue to feed him the ball because he can break one at any point in time. They came in with the game plan of getting him 20 to 25 touches. They're a little below that right now. That's only his 9th touch, so they've got to get him involved.
Time of possession heavily favoring the Cajuns so far in this game. Weeden.
Go to the pistol formation.
Blackman at the bottom of the screen. Another handoff. Hunter gets the first 2 carries. He's up near the 40. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. He picks up 6.
And that pistol formation gives them the ability to run downhill with power to both sides of the formation. And when you're in that shotgun spread, if he's offset, you really don't have a power running game. So you can tell right now in this pistol, they're geared to give him the ball a lot more.
3rd and short, 3rd and 2 on the first possession of the second half for Oklahoma State. Longer count as Weeden distributes the play. He's going to pass on 3rd and short, and he's going to go long down the near sideline for Blackman, who makes the adjustment in the catch and is down at the 17-yard line. Orkey's Arini had the coverage, but it really was the adjustment by Blackman that made that completion.
And that's what he's done all night on his 2 touchdowns. He's had to make the adjustment. They leave Arini in single coverage again. They try to bring pressure, and Blackman just does a better job of wanting that ball more. You see Arini's complaining about a little push off there, but they're going to let the receiver do that every time. Arini's just got to be tough and fighting.
139 yards receiving for Blackman, who came in averaging 140. This time Joe Randall out of the backfield. And the Cowboys marching on their first drive will have it 1st and goal. Brandon McCray forced him out.
And again, it's just with the big play to Justin Blackman. And what I would do, Mark, if I were the Cajuns, I'd put Bill Bentley, number 5, I'd put him on Blackman. Wherever Blackman goes, I would just tell him, you go get Blackman and let Arini take the other guy.
Shadow him, just don't go right and left quarterbacks and line up on your side of the field. Hunter straight ahead to about the 2. Justin Anderson, the defensive end, with the tackle. But we're seeing more of Hunter and the Cowboys driving.
Yeah, you've got to give him the ball like we've been talking about, so far in this drive. Only touched it 8 times in the first half. He's too good of a running back to not give him the ball.
Here's Blackman split out wide to the right.
And single cover down there, too, by Arini again.
Looking that way, fade in the end zone. Blackman can't hang on. He's calling for a face mask. Again, Arini the coverage. It'll be 3rd and goal.
They're going to keep going at Arini. And Arini does a better job this time of just pulling the arms down. Watch him right here. Can't get the ball, but he pulls the arms down like I talked about earlier in the game. And as a receiver, if you don't have those arms up there, you got to either catch it one-handed or that ball's going to come out.
Again, Arini and Blackman one-on-one on the bottom of your screen. Oh, nice fake. Hunter into the end zone, touchdown. Well, a hesitation. Kendall Hunter scoring on the first drive of this half for Oklahoma State, and the Cowboys reclaim the lead. 9th rushing touchdown of the season for Kendall Hunter. Marching down the field in 7 plays.
Yeah, once they get down that close in the red zone, they're tough to stop. And we've got great red zone numbers coming in. 19 times in the red zone, 18 scores.
Dan Bailey's point after. And it's 24-21 Cowboys. Kendall Hunter featured on that last drive. Able to rebound, bounce off like a pinball, and get in the end zone for the Cowboys. Kendall Hunter there on the left had the 1-yard touchdown run, but that scoring drive helped out by a 43-yard pass completion to Blackman, who's there on the right, and the 3-headed offensive monster for the Cowboys starting to rear its head here.
Boy, Justin Blackman, he's the real deal. He's the truth. Everything they told us about him, is true. You see, they've thrown the ball to him, at him 15 times. He's caught 9 of them, 2 touchdowns, 139 yards. I tell you, anytime they have him isolated outside right now with the Rainey, they need to throw that ball up to Blackman, because more times than not, he's going to come down with it.
But on the ground, 8 carries in the first half for Hunter. He had 4 alone on that drive to begin the second half. Onside kick coming to the near side, but the Cajuns recover it.
And Oklahoma State had it set up perfectly, but the ball wasn't kicked hard enough, and it doesn't go far enough. You see, he doesn't kick it, but watch, they go down and they block the Cajuns, but the ball just dies at the 37-yard line, and now the Cajuns are able to cover it.
A gutsy call by Mike Gundy there. Ross Goodland had the recovery. So the Cowboys, after scoring the go-ahead score, give it back to the Cajuns at their 37-yard line of Oklahoma State. Admire the gutsy call. Just didn't have the execution with the kick that only went about 7 or 8 yards. And right away, answering, Andrew McGee with his 3rd interception of the season, and the Cowboys get it right back.
Mason never saw him. Cowboys come out, they play cover 2. Just falls right under it. Watch, he never sees him. And Andrew McGee is looking at the quarterback the entire way, and that's what you get when you play zone coverage. All eyes are on the quarterback and the ball, and now you can break on it. The quarterback doesn't see you, he throws it right into coverage.
First interception in his last 135 pass attempts for Mason. We mentioned it earlier. And Mason does not give up an interception. Cajuns are 8-1. When he does, they're 1-9. Going to the far sideline. Anylam steps out of bounds inside the 50, about the 45-yard line. I'll mark that right about midfield at the 49. So the interception for Andrew McGee, he had a pick in the second half last week against Texas A&M and gets another one here tonight. Weeden over to the near side, and stepping out of bounds after the catch is Blackman. Kelly had the coverage, but he's not able to prevent Blackman's 10th catch of the game, that one going for 14.
Had a Rainey on him also. Rainey just gave him way too much cushion that time. His mindset now is, you're not going to beat me deep. I'll give you everything in front.
Hunter gets his first carry on this drive, cuts it back in to the 32, 33-yard line. Several Cajuns on the tackle, mainly Lionel Stokes, a gain of 5.
And going back to that last play, what I was talking about is watch how much room and cushion that Arini gives Blackman. I'm not going to get to it, but just gave him about a 10-yard cushion there, just an easy throw to the outside.
Here comes Blackman in motion. They fake the handoff to him, give it to Hunter straight ahead, makes a cut inside the 30, wrapped up about the 25-yard line. 8-yard run for Kendall Hunter behind that very young Cowboys offensive line.
Well, they're not real young, but they're inexperienced.
Inexperienced,
guys are all juniors up there, so they've been in this program.
To the end zone, touchdown, Michael Harrison. His second touchdown catch of the season, and the Cowboys have scored twice quickly here early in this third quarter.
And that's that tempo, that fast tempo. We can barely get a thought out up here, and they're snapping the ball. Catch Cajuns off guard and not set, and they score a touchdown off of it.
Michael Harrison, a redshirt freshman from Atlanta, Texas. And the Weeden touchdown throw makes it 30-21 for the point after for Bailey. And just like that, the Cowboys have gone from 4 down at the half to regaining a 10-point lead, equaling their largest to this football game. We do have a flag.
Running into the kicker against the defense. That penalty is refused. Extra point is good.
So the Bailey point after. Weeden finding Michael Harrison. A quick strike offense of the Cowboys has put them up 10 here in Lafayette.
ESPN's College Football Prime Time. Brought to you by Acura. The most innovative thinking you'll find in an Acura. And Wendy's. You know when it's real.
Cypress Lake here on the campus. I love that sign. Don't feed the alligators. And oh yeah, keep pets out of the lake so they don't become dinner, I guess. It's right in the middle of the campus here in Lafayette.
Speaking of dinner, I had some.
We had some gator last night.
Gator last night for the first time ever.
And it tasted like
Well,
chicken?
you said chicken, or does chicken taste like alligator?
I don't know. It's complicated, but it was fun to have a little alligator on the menu last night. Well, Oklahoma State, 2 touchdowns in the last 90 seconds off the clock. And the Cajuns may not know what has hit them here early in this second half. Sargent receives the kick at the 3. And doesn't quite make it back to the 20.
Sargent will return to the Cajuns.
Well, speaking of Gators, Saturday night, ESPN delivers an SEC showdown as 12th-ranked LSU faces a tough road test in the swamp in Gainesville, where the 14th-ranked Gators look to rebound after their tough loss in Tuscaloosa. College football primetime is presented by Hampton Hotels on ESPN Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, and it's also available online and on your phone. We'll see how the Cajuns respond here now.
Yeah, no need to
they've
panic.
been hit hard here quickly.
Yeah, they have, but no need to panic right now. A lot of time left in this ball game. Offensively, just go back to doing what you did in the second quarter.
Mason, the screen pass. Miller cuts it back to the outside, turning the corner, and runs out of bounds. They mark him out at the 37-yard line. Marlon Miller, the senior.
And just a screen, the ball comes out quickly, and you get it to your speed guy. Miller's the fastest receiver they have, and just let him use his speed and his ability to try to make a play for you. And that's what they did in that second quarter when they had so much success. They spread the ball around. They got it out of Mason's hands quickly. They mixed in some run and just kept this Oklahoma State defense off balance.
19 of his 43 yards receiving right there on that last catch. First down. The University of Louisiana. Mason under pressure. Flushed out right. Being chased. And throws it out of bounds. He was being hotly pursued. Nicholas Jones also after him. Mike Gundy, whose first game as the quarterback for the Cowboys came here against the school that at that time was known as Southwestern Louisiana, now known as Louisiana-Lafayette. That was in 1986. Mason, a quick look to the sidelines. Still 8 on the play clock. Quick throw out. Pierre Hill, a gain of 3.
Yeah, Oklahoma State just sitting back in that zone defense. They're dropping guys and using their speed just to get to the outside. That's what happens when you let those guys drop back in those zones. You got to continue to attack and go down the field because they're leaving the middle of the field open. It's closed right now. But that means you've got one-on-one on the outsides, and those guys have a chance to win.
3rd and 7. Play clock at 14. Down to 6. Mason finds the receiver cutting across Lawson. He has a first down and into Cowboy territory up to the 42-yard line. Javon Lawson, a gain of 17.
And I'll tell you what, you've got to give this offensive line some credit. They're beat up, and they've had to shuffle a lot of guys around, but there's nobody in the face of Mason. He's able to step up in the pocket, and it gives enough time for Javon Lawson to run that crossing route all the way across the field.
Now they're without Ladarius Green, the tight end for the second consecutive week, who's been Mason's primary receiver. So he's distributing evenly, and that one tipped. Would have been out of bounds anyway. Mason hit as he threw there. Incomplete at the 25-yard line of the Cowboys. Johnny Thomas, the free safety, got a hand on this, though, for the Cowboys.
Almost another interception by Mason, throwing into double coverage because of the pressures coming off the edge. But what they've gotten away from is just dumping the ball to the running backs. And there's Ladarius Green, the big tight end that's such a mismatch for defenses to have to cover. He came out and he was fully dressed and warmed up, but I guess that ankle is just not ready to go.
And this last week, we hope to have him back next week when they get back into Sun Belt Conference play. Mason again, flushed down, rolling right. And just throws it at the feet near a receiver, being spiked, but the flag still comes out, and Mason arguing.
Intentional grounding. Number 7 on the offense. That's a loss of down at the spot of the pass. 3rd down.
Didn't cross the line of scrimmage this pass either.
And they were trying to set up the screen to Aaron Spikes, number 20, and you can see the running back getting out right here. Here's the running back right there, and that's who they were trying to set the screen up to. You can see Mason just doesn't throw it anywhere near him. He just throws it in the ground, and you can see his head just looking straight at the ground, not even anywhere near Spikes, and that's why he got the call.
So the penalty and loss of down makes it 3rd and 26. Now back at their own 42-yard line. Shovel pass. Aaron Spikes across midfield to the 47-yard line. Needed to get to the 32, so still well short before Darius Hart ran him down. He does pick up 10. The time to punt for the Cajuns. More to go out to punt. Bo Bowling is back at the Cowboys 10. Cowboys set up the return, but it's going to bounce inside the 5 and roll into the end zone for the touchback. Hey, let's take a look back at our coverage spotlight, brought to you by Travelers Insurance. And Dwight, but call him Bill Bentley, was busy in that first half.
And had a great first half. You see him here on run support, but in coverage coming out of the middle of the field, breaks up a pass there for Anylam, and then almost has this pick 6 right here. Perfect read on the 3-step drop, but he doesn't catch the ball. But Bill Bentley was all over the field in that first half. And again, if it were me, I'd make the adjustment to put him on Justin Blackman wherever Blackman goes. See if you can stop some of those deep throws.
Already still on Blackman covering, and throw comes to Blackman, caught at the 32. Areni misses the tackle, a second tackle broken, and up to the 38-yard line. Blackman gains 18. Man, he is so dangerous. Not only what he does after the catch, his hands are so good. So many great traits for this young wide receiver.
The thing is, he's got Areni a little scared right now. So Areni's giving him a lot of cushion when he's covering. So instead of running by him, he runs that dig route, that deep end route, and he's wide open again.
Well, now there at the bottom of your screen, Bentley is locked up with Blackman. It's the handoff, though, and Hunter bounces off the tackler near midfield to the 48, picks up about 10 for another first down. LaMarcus Gibson, the strong safety, had the tackle for the Cajuns. Kendall Hunter, of course, 2 years ago, the Big 12 leading rusher, averaged 120 yards per game, and then last year, like a lot of Cowboys, suffered through injuries. Really wasn't healthy until the bowl game. End of the year. Randall gets by one tackler to the 40-yard line, to the 38. And right now, Oklahoma State's offense in this second half really finding its stride. Stokes with the stop. With just over 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. In motion, Blackman, handoff, Hunter, straight ahead. Still going inside the 30. Well, driving again, the Cowboys, is it as simple to say that Hunter's getting the ball more, the reason for the Cowboys' success here?
Well, I think it still all has to start with Kendall Hunter. Now, we've seen Blackman make a lot of catches down the field on the last drive and even on this drive, but I think for them it really starts with the run game and Kendall Hunter.
Randall gets the handoff, running left. It's near the marker at the 28-yard line. Evan Lewis Buchanan ran him out.
And the reason why I say that is because once you start running the football, well, now you have to bring a safety down in the box to be that 8th guy to help stop the run, and that really opens up the pass. But if there's no run game to worry about, well, those safeties play over the top of the receivers and can't throw the ball.
Blackman ushered out about the 23-yard line. Picks up 6 yards. Richard Brooks and Gibson running him out.
You know, the other thing too, Louisiana's defense, they're a 70% blitz team, and they haven't really gotten to Weeden this second half at all. There haven't been anybody in his face, no one coming off the edges, so it's been a lot easier for him.
Blackman wide right on 2nd down and 4. Caught into the end zone, touchdown. This one for Hubert Anylam. And Oklahoma State, their offense has really found itself here in the second half.
A lot like they did last week against A&M. They went in, made some adjustments, obviously, and simplified some things for Weeden and focused on getting the ball to Kendall Hunter. And now that opens up those guys on the outside, Blackman and Anylam.
7-play drive started at their own 20 and took a little less than 2 minutes. And the Bailey point after, just like that, 38-21 Oklahoma State with just over 6 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Hubert Anylam with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Here in Lafayette is Light, the Louisiana Immersive Technologies Enterprise, a 3D visualization and high-performance computing resource center. And this facility features a comprehensive set of advanced visualization systems, including one of the world's largest 3D visualization theaters. They were involved in the production of the movie Secretariat, which has just come out, filmed in this area. They filmed it here over about 5 months. An impressive facility, which is actually not far past the north end zone here, within a block or so. Well, this crowd a bit stunned as the Anylam touchdown has made this a 17-point game after the Cowboys were trailing it by 4 at the half. Quinn Sharp to kick it away for the Cowboys, and Daryl Surgeon back deep. Well, the Ragin Cajuns, a flag has come out even before the ball settles in the hands of the 3 for Surgeon. And he gets a hole across the 30. Again, there's a flag down, but he's got just one man to beat. The kicker, Sharp, coming towards the near sideline, and touchdown. Again, a flag back at the 15. We'll see if this is coming back. If it stands, it's a 97-yard kickoff return for Daryl Surgeon.
And why would the flag come out way back there even before they kicked? Did the Cajuns have too many men on the field?
Illegal procedure against the kicking team. They only had 3 on one side of the kicker. That will be refused. Touchdown.
Wow, big play. It's going to stand. Kickoff return for touchdown, 97 yards.
Wow, huge play, and that flag was thrown from way back at this end zone, the receiving end zone. Did a good job just setting it up and then hits it. And once he finds the hole, he hits it, and now it's a foot race between he and the kicker. The kicker trying to get there. Just a little late, but what a huge play for the Cajuns after defensively they've come out and give up 2 quick scores.
I was like you, though, JC. When that flag came out, the first thing that popped in my mind was, did the Cajuns have 12 men on the field?
Right, because you normally don't see that flag come out from way back there.
Brett Baer in his first game as the place kicker knocks it through. Just as the Cowboys created a little separation of 17, boom, it's down to 10. Let's take a look at our Life's Good flashback brought to you by LG. And we're going to go back to the mid-90s, September 14th of 96 here at Cajun Field. It was Southwestern Louisiana as it was known then. They go up 21-7 in the second quarter. The quarterback for the Cajuns then, Jake Delhomme. 1-yard TD pass he had to Romero. The Cajuns were trailing in the fourth quarter, but Britt Jackson, you saw the interception, ran it back 30 yards for the touchdown, and down came the goalpost. Jake Delhomme. Alum of the Cajuns. 29-22 win for them. It was their first ever over a ranked opponent. What are they trying to do tonight? Beat a ranked opponent, 22nd ranked Oklahoma State.
People may not realize, but this program here, the Ragin Cajuns, they put a lot of players in the National Football League. We talked about Jake Delhomme, Brian Mitchell, played quarterback here, longtime Washington Redskin. Orlando Thomas, a Minnesota Viking. Just a lot of players have come out of this program. Brandon Stokely, you see him up on the board there.
Matt Rosenbaum, the snapper, a little shaken up. Helped off the field under his own power, but the surge at 97-yard kickoff return for touchdown. 38-28 Oklahoma State. And I tell you what, JC, we got a lot of football still to play here.
A lot left to be played.
That's the second kickoff return for touchdown allowed by Oklahoma State special teams. Gave up one to another Sun Belt team, Troy, back in week 2. So now the Cajuns kick off, and the squib picked up at the 26-yard line by Randall. 30, 35, 40. Gets near midfield and into Cajun territory at the 48. And great field position for the Cowboys, who have really had their way offensively here in the second half.
And I don't think with that squib kick you want to do that and give them great field position again to start. You look at what they've done their last 3 drives. Seem to have got it going offensively, and now you give them the ball again on your side of the 50.
And all those drives here in the third quarter have resulted in Cowboy touchdowns. Pump fake left, now going along the sideline, some bumping. Colton Shelf, the intended receiver. Bill Bentley had the coverage on that side of the field. And 3 receivers to the right and went to the one on the left looking for Chelf. Weeden 14 for 24 in the first half. 2 TDs, 2 picks. 2 TDs so far here in the second half, 9 of 11.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing. He turned the ball over a couple of times in the first half. Taking care of it so far.
Harrison pulled down by Andrew Hebert, one of the linebackers. 4-yard catch. A third down and 6 as the Cowboys get quickly to the line. 3 receivers to the right or to the left, 1 to the right. It's Bowling to the bottom of the screen. Harrison, Blackman, and Anylam to the left. Quick pass. Harrison dodges under one tackler and has the first down to the 30. Dalen McCoy, the linebacker, eventually came up to wrap him up, but Harrison, a redshirt freshman, 14-yard catch. Quickly thrown out. Anylam, ankle tackle, lost the football, but was down. Lionel Stokes got him at the shoe tops, a pickup of 6.
And just that tempo, they're picking up the tempo, changing it up. And Louisiana has an injury here, and that stops the play. But Oklahoma State really, they switched into that faster mode and try to catch Louisiana off guard.
Anylam hobbles off for Oklahoma State. And again, as JC mentioned, a Cajun player down. Cajun player being worked on at the 30. Head coach Ricky Bussell coming out as well. His team moves towards the sideline. Tough to see the number that may be defensive tackle Sherrick Moore, senior out of Tampa, but having that right or left leg, lower leg worked on, and now they'll move to the right. Well, the Cajun defense does get a little breather here, and now they do indeed help Sherrick Moore up to his feet. With a strong performance in Kansas, Jimmy Johnson has taken over the chase lead, but Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick hot on his heels. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues with the Pepsi Max 400 in California on ESPN Sunday at 3 Eastern. Johnson with the lead. Hamlin 8 points off of the chase. Harvick, Edwards, and Jeff Gordon all in the hunt for the Sprint Cup. Second down and 4. Trips to the left side. Hunter is the back. Still waiting for the official. Now we're ready. Hunter running off the left side. Brought down at the 20-yard line by LaMarcus Gibson. Pick up a 4 or 5. Picks up 4 officially. Hunter now 17 rushes, and again he had 8 in the first half. Look at the average time between plays. Cowboys taking a little extra time than what they did in the first half. Weeden off the hands. A shoe comes flying away. Chelf was the intended receiver there. Bentley with the coverage. And it was Chelf that lost the shoe.
That's one of the few times that we've seen the Cajuns get in the backfield and get a little pressure on Weeden in this second half, even though that ball should have been caught by Chelf.
Now Paulson and Ward, the fullbacks both in to try to clear the path for Hunter to the 18. Dalen McCoy limits him to a 3-yard run. Third down and 7. 10-point lead, so it's a 2-score game here.
Yeah, you better find 81 if you're the Cajun and cover that guy down at the bottom of the field. They're playing a safety over the top of him.
Marini, the quarterback with the primary coverage on Blackman. And movement coming across. Tyrell Gaddy's jumped early. Was he induced? Apparently not.
Prior to the snap, offsides, number 99 on the defense. 5 yards, remains third down.
So that's going to take it from 3rd and 7. Down to a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
And now you see Oklahoma State gets into this 3-back set. They call it Trey. Allows them to run with a lot of power inside. You have 2 lead blockers, whichever way you want to go, and they can run the misdirection off of it.
Handoff, Hunter running right. Turns it upfield, met at the 10. Right near the marker. So a pickup of a couple. We'll see where the spot is. It's going to be very close. Benoit and Tucker will stop as well as Stokes. And with the spot, he's across the 10, so it's first down. 1st and goal for the Cowboys with under 3 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Ward and Paulson, the fullbacks. Ward in motion, handed off. Hunter again. Weaves his way inside the 7. Beating the clock under 2.5 minutes left. Richardson and McCoy, the tackles for the Cajuns.
And out of that set, well, the Cajuns are content to play with 7 guys in the box and really keep the safeties back. You see the 2 safeties back here, so they're not a lot of help in run support, but now one comes down, and now it opens up outside one-on-one.
Towards the end zone, the fade, and Blackman incomplete, but the flag out there. Bentley did have the coverage. Apparently a little too tight, though.
Yeah, and again, when they walk that safety down, Weeden sees it right now, and he knows that there's man-to-man outside one-on-one, so you throw the ball out there to Blackman.
Number 5 on the defense. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
By the way, the last carry for Hunter has put him over 100 yards now at 102, but here's that last play.
And you can see Bentley right here. He never finds the ball. He's pushing and shoving, never sees the ball, never plays the ball, just looking at Blackman the entire way, and that's a good call.
First and goal, Oklahoma State from the 2. Handoff, Hunter running left, but able to elude one tackle momentarily, but is eventually wrapped up by LaMarcus Gibson. He looked for a moment like Hunter was going to free himself from Gibson's grasp, but did not. Jermaine Rogers, though, is down at the 15-yard line holding a knee. The 22nd ranked Oklahoma State with a 10-point lead over Louisiana-Lafayette. Mark Neely along with J.C. Pearson and our terrific crew from here at the Swamp. Cowboys now with its second and goal after the negative yardage for Hunter, which has taken it back under 100 yards. Now looking to get back to the century mark. Gets it down to the 8. Dalen McCoy, the tackle. It'll be 3rd and goal. Cowboys had it 1st and goal from the 2. This will be their 12th play of this drive, and they've eaten up about 4.5 minutes. A long drive for these Cowboys. In motion, Ward going towards the end zone again. This time Bentley had the coverage on the far side of Harrison. Incomplete pass, and it's 4th down.
Bentley does a much better job this time of using his hands and his body position and getting his head turned around also, and that's what he didn't do earlier and got called. But you see his head right now. He's playing the ball, has his hands up, and you can have some contact when you're playing the ball. It's called incidental contact as long as you're looking at the football. That was great coverage.
Bailey had a career-long 52-yarder to begin this game, and the 25-yarder, a chip shot for him. And it's 41-28 Cowboys. And now for our Building a Program, brought to you by Craftsman. And Mike Gundy, now in his 6th season. Look at the first couple of years, 7-6, 7-6. Last 2, 9-4. You know what? Last year, JC, they were really devastated by some injuries. There was the Des Bryant situation with the NCAA. I think they really felt they had the talent to go to a BCS game.
Oh, no question about it, and they did, except for those unfortunate situations like you just mentioned. You know, and then this year, they come back, they bring in Dana Holgerson from University of Houston to really open up this offense even more. And they feel like they've got a lot of good things going on down for the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Look at the yards by half. The second half being dominated by the Cowboys. 24-point 3rd quarter for Oklahoma State with those 244 yards of offense. Now, what Dana Holgerson has done here, remember what with Houston last year, the Cougars led the nation in total offense, scoring offense, and passing offense. Yet, ironically, with those passing numbers, Cowboys looking to run a little bit more now.
And when you can be balanced and have the talent the way they do, it makes that offense even more potent.
Surgeon had a 97-yard kickoff return for touchdown last time. Stumbled back in the end zone, gets across the 20. to the 22-yard line. Saturday Night Football continues on ABC with one of the greatest rivalries in college football as Christian Ponder leads the 23rd-ranked Seminoles against Ja'Cory Harris and 13th-ranked the U, Miami. Some on the West Coast will see USC take on 16th-ranked Stanford. Saturday Night Football is presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. That rivalry meaning something again in the Sunshine State.
You think back to the days when, you know, some of the guys that played in that, Mel Bratton and Warren Sapp and Lonzo Highsmith for the U. And those were some great games.
Mason connecting with Falgu. Corey Lemon, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. Pickup of 7. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. Mason to look to the sideline. Reads the defense, makes the play call. With the play clock at 10. That's tipped. Rashedi Jones, the junior out of Dallas, read that one well.
And you talked about Mason making all the checks and the calls. He's like an offensive coordinator on the field. But watch Rashedi Jones, the left defensive end, just flies up the field, uses that speed, and then knocks the ball down. The problem is, you know, Odom, number 76, the right tackle, had to switch out there this week because of injuries. And 6'7", 350, good, strong guy, power, but not the quickest of feet.
3rd and 3 for the Cajuns from their own 30. Mason under pressure and just throws it away. The weak side linebacker, Tolu Moala, was putting the heat on him. He had to get rid of it.
Again, the Oklahoma State coaches over there wanting another intentional grounding call because they feel like Mason just threw that ball away. Didn't have a receiver anywhere out there.
There's been a frustrating second half for the Cajuns. He led at 21-17 at the half, bowling back at his own 29-yard line. You want to go punt? High punt will come down at the 32, and bowling hit by the second Cajun in. It's Devin Lewis Buchanan who put a pretty good lick on him.
Punt return by number 9, bowling, brought down for the Cajuns by number 11. Devin Lewis Buchanan.
We'll sort out the flag.
Oklahoma State.
Still waiting for the call here.
Legal procedure on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards will be at the end of the run. First down.
So just 4 seconds left in this third quarter. Mark Neely along with J.C. Pearson. I'll tell you what, this second half, the Cowboy offense has really shined.
Yeah, and it's the balance. Like we talked about at halftime, Kendall Hunter only 8 touches in the entire first half. They came out and they made it an effort to really get him the football in the running game, and that really opened things up outside, not only just for Blackman, but also Anylam. And now this offense is really rolling.
And they're going to get the football back here. This final play of this third quarter. Leading towards the middle, deflected, nearly intercepted. A couple of Cajuns got their hands on it, including at the end, Orini. So we come to the end of the third quarter here in Lafayette, Louisiana. 22nd ranked Oklahoma State leading Louisiana's Ragin Cajuns 41-28. We move into the fourth quarter here at Cajun Field in Lafayette, Louisiana. 41-28 Oklahoma State. And Kendall Hunter, who was over 100 yards, had a negative carry. Is going to have a second chance to get back over 100 yards in his fourth quarter.
Go over 100 yards twice in one game. How many people can do that? Well, look at Blackman. I mean, career highs, catches and yards. Been a big play guy all night.
Well, the Cowboys had the ball to begin the quarter, and Hunter used his hand to keep his balance across the 40 to the 41-yard line and gains 5 or 6. We have seen more of number 24 for the Cowboys in this second half, carrying the football. And now back over 100 yards again.
And I think that's what they've discovered and really realized when they win the locker room is that, you know, he is their best player. Make no bones about it. And he's got to get the ball. They want to get it to him 25 times a game because he's a game breaker.
Stepping in front of Harrison, incomplete. And Marcus Gibson nearly with the pick.
And that's the second time that we've seen a Cajun drop a pick six. You know, and Weeden has done a good job throwing the ball tonight, but he's thrown a few bad balls. He has already a couple interceptions, and that probably should have been another one that should have been a pick six. Just holding the ball a little too long, not getting rid of it quick enough. That ball should have been gone and out of his hands, and it's still behind the receiver.
And Bentley had one that could have been a pick six in the first half for the Cajuns. His own man bumped into him, and that live ball picked up at the 28-yard line. That almost turned tragic there for the Ragin Cajuns. The punt return picked up by Richard Brooks.
That's a heads-up play by Brooks. You know, he's a guy that's blocking, just trying to focus on blocking his man. And you see at the end of the play, the ball hits one of his guys, and he does a great job. Watch, you see, just hits the back, and he does a great job of just being heads up and catching the ball.
Hit Melvin White right on the back.
Yeah, and what you're taught there, you don't bend down. You usually give a poison call. You're supposed to run. Get away from the ball. Don't just duck down. It's like a 4 call in golf. You just duck down, huh?
Mason stepping up and throwing on the run to midfield where it's caught for a first down. Rico Joseph needs 23 yards.
And we've seen Mason do this a number of times in the first half, but just step up in the pocket and buy some time. And it seems like there's always been a hole in the middle of that Oklahoma State defense. He just hasn't had enough time to find it every time, but you see he does a good job there just finding the receiver, Joseph.
Spikes in the backfield for the Cajuns. Spinning at the 45-yard line. And the catch for Vernon Wolf. Devin Hedgepeth and Thomas on the tackle for Oklahoma State. First catch for Wolf. The only score in this second half for the Cajuns came on the 97-yard kickoff return for Daryl Surgeon.
Yeah, and they really got to work the intermediate routes. You see the two safeties playing back in that cover 2 shell, so they're not going to allow anything to go deep. So now you really have to work the middle of the field, work the intermediate route.
Ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete. Looked like Anthony Rogers, the tackle, got a hand on that. The redshirt freshman from North Little Rock, Arkansas.
And that's exactly what they tried to do. They tried to throw that dig route, but Rogers, 94, watch him right here on the twist, just gets in the passing lane, gets that hand up. And as a defensive lineman, that's what you're taught. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up in the air and try to see if you can knock the ball down.
Third pass batted down by the Cowboys tonight. 3rd down and 6. Mason rolling right near the marker. Did he get enough? Joseph, the catch. Picks up 5 yards. Maybe a little bit short, so it's going to be 4th down and a yard. And Blaine Goche is going to come in at quarterback.
And the Cowboys bring some pressure. They bring 6 guys. Just short, about a yard short. But I tell you what, if Mason had time to look down the field, had a receiver wide open.
Blaine Goche, the sophomore from Paulina, Louisiana, has a rushing touchdown. Just trying to give him a new set of downs here. Close. I don't know. Don't know if he got it. Hedgepeth came in and helped out on the tackle. And they turn it over on downs. So the Cowboys get it back on downs. Goche could not pick up the 1 yard needed. And it's Cowboy football when we return to Lafayette. Here locally last night at the Grand, they had the premiere of Secretariat. It was filmed here in this area, Acadiana. Disney had their editing team here, and the band last night helping with the festivities for the premiere of Secretariat. .33 to go in the fourth quarter. 22nd ranked Oklahoma State leading Louisiana-Lafayette 41-28. And after turning it over on downs, first down for the Cowboys from their 40. And Hunter leg tackled and hanging on. McCoy, the linebacker, like that. Jeremy Smith getting the carry here for the Cowboys. Jeremy, who is a redshirt freshman out of Union High School in Tulsa. Randall goes in motion. Smith picked up the blitz, and the pass is too high for Bo Bowling.
Wow, just holding the ball. He had Joseph Randall in the flat wide open up there, but he wanted to wait and let Bowling uncover on that crossing route. Had enough time to do it. But just threw that ball too high to him.
Hunter does come back in on third down and 4. Randall checking out. It's Hunter and the fullback Bryant Ward in the backfield with Weeden. Take the handoff to Hunter. Going right. And Blackman with the catch spins away from Arini and steps out near the 40.
Wow, just a fastball. That's one of his old fastballs from his baseball days. And Blackman, just good coverage by Arini, but again, Arini just doesn't make the play, and Blackman does. You see Arini again trying to go after the football, but he's done that all night and hasn't got the ball once. So you got to play the receiver, play the arms, knock the arms down, and just get the incompletion.
Weeden under heat this time at midfield and is sacked. Chris Tucker with the sack, helping out on the sack.
That's one of the few times this entire second half that we've seen Weeden under pressure. They get the sack that time, but in the first half, they really were able to disrupt the timing of this offense by getting in the backfield, but Oklahoma State has made some adjustments and really eliminated that until that play.
Randall went in motion to carry Hunter to the 41-yard line. Gain of 7. It's going to be third and long.
And you know, we talked in the first half, one of the reasons why they're running the ball so much too is, they like to wait till these defensive linemen kind of tire out a little bit. They're not as aggressive, they're not as intense because they've had to pass rush so much. They've had to run sideline to sideline on the screens, and so now it makes it a little easier to run the football.
Cajuns want to get the football back, need a stop on third down and 12. And Hunter will be short by 5 or 6 yards. So fourth down from inside the 40. Keep in mind the leg of Dan Bailey, who's already shown that off with a 52-yard field goal to begin the scoring tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah, and what that does for them also is it keeps the clock moving, and that's what they want to do by running the football right now. They don't want to force anything down the field and risk getting an interception. So that run just puts them in a manageable situation here on fourth down.
And 4th and 5. And Blackman in a slot on the right lower part of the screen, and timeout has been called by Oklahoma State. So we have 9:49 to go here in Lafayette. 41-28 Cowboys.
ESPN's College Football Prime Time, brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL, and Doritos.
Ray John's Restaurant on the north side of town where we had dinner last night. Chef Brett Bro let us indulge in frog legs. We had alligator, shrimp, crawfish. There's Brett.
Metouffee, that was the spot. Right, I ate enough there literally for 2 days. Yeah. I haven't eaten anything today because I was still full.
Well, after the Cowboys timeout, they decide they're going to attempt a 52-yard field goal. Bailey's made one from 52 and 25. This one near the right hash. Got plenty of leg. Dan Bailey, wow, his third of the game, and he equals his career high from earlier tonight of 52 yards.
What a kick. Again, plenty of foot in it. Good snap, good hold. You see the laces are spun to the front, and I mean, he just kicks this one. I mean, that would have been good from about 60 maybe. I mean, he really got a hold of that one.
So the Bailey field goal makes it 44-28. And the Cowboys, who came in averaging 52 points per game, second in the nation, have a shot to reach that again tonight.
Yeah, and it didn't look like that in the first half, did it? I mean, the offense was struggling. The defense was on the field too long. Very similar to their game last week against Texas A&M. And then they come out the second half tonight like they did against A&M, and just a completely different team, completely different half.
Weeden has found Blackman 13 times tonight. And the 13 catches for Blackman, the second most, tied for the second most in a single game in Cowboys history. The record is 16 for Alex Lloyd. You have to go back to 1949 for that mark that Alex Lloyd had against the Kansas Jayhawks. Surgeon from the 6. He's got a 97-yard kickoff return for touchdown tonight. But he is pulled down by Gilbert. Justin Blackman.
And he's done it all tonight. You see, just taking the ball away from Arini all night long on those deep throws. Just throw it up, and he's just been the more aggressive guy going after the football. And they told us pre-game that we may look covered, but they're going to throw him the ball whenever he has man-to-man coverage, because he has the talent and the ability to go make a play every time. And you see what he's done first 4 weeks of the season, and then tonight.
A career high 190 for him. Still 9:37 to go in this fourth quarter. Chris Masson, the Cajuns quarterback, in a crowd and is sacked. Justin Blackman, the sophomore from Ardmore, Oklahoma. Redshirted in 08. Last year had 20 catches for the season. 20 catches for the year. He's almost had that many tonight. Well, a little over half that.
And I'm a believer now. You know, after seeing him in person, and you know, that's just a testament again to what hard work can do for you. And that's where he's made this dramatic jump. Is through practice. He's learned how to really practice, study film, get with his quarterback, and now you can see the results.
Incomplete for Rico Joseph, but a flag is out. By the way, Blackman, his season totals, as you see, the hold against the Cajuns. For the 5 games for Blackman, 47 catches now, 748 yards and 11 touchdowns, and it's been tough for Ricky Bussel's team to stop him tonight.
Jeez, and how many games more do they have left to play?
Number 76 on the offense. Penalty is declined. Third down.
Well, really, the next couple of weeks are going to be huge for the Cowboys. You know, if they're able to escape from here, they have big game in Lubbock next week at Texas Tech, and then they have Nebraska for their homecoming game in Stillwater in 2 weeks.
And that will be huge. We saw Nebraska last night and what they did to K-State, and Taylor Martinez.
That's
wow. Yeah.
Low snap. Facing with plenty of time, though. Really nobody there. The only shirts around were white shirts.
And it's tough right now. Oklahoma State only rushes 3 and they drop 8, so it's tough to find anywhere to throw. But you know, look at the remaining schedule there for Oklahoma State.
They have to go to Austin on the 13th. They get the Sooners in Stillwater this year.
And Nebraska.
27th.
I think they'd be happy with that, to get Nebraska and Oklahoma at home.
Cowboys trying to go to 5-0 for the 9th time since 1945. Of course, they went 5-0 in 04 and 08 as well recently. Bowling can't be ridden down, stays on his feet, and Bowling across the 40, 45, spins to midfield, brought down there. What a punt return for Ben Bowling, a senior from Tonkawa, Oklahoma. Bo Bowling on the punt return for the Cowboys. They have the football and a 44-28 lead when we return to Lafayette. Hey, how many restaurants have this? At Pray John's, spin a little bit and you try to corral your dinner. Try to grab the lobster. Limit 2 lobsters per player there, you see. And oh, he got away.
And I thought the catch the stuffed animal machine was hard. How about trying to catch a live lobster?
First down for the Cowboys with under 8.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Kendall Hunter collides with LaMarcus Gibson for a pickup of 3.
And this is where this offense has to be able to run the clock out. You know, and it was a big knock with Holgorsen down in Houston, is that they couldn't do that because they were the air raid offense that really didn't have a strong running game. But here with Kendall Hunter, you're able to run the ball, and these are the points in the game right now. 8 minutes left. You're up by a lot. You got to be able to run the clock.
Take the handoff to Hunter, and the catch, Tracy Moore. Moore out of bounds near the 35-yard line. And coming off is Devin Lewis Buchanan. The Cajuns tonight already had quite a few players have to come off the field with injury. First down from the 36. And this time they do give it to Hunter. It's collared down at the 34-yard line. So Hunter now 121 yards rushing with that 2-yard pickup. Before Gibson, Yeniku bring him down. Hunter came in averaging 144 yards per game, 6th in the nation. So he's a bit under that, 20 or so yards away.
Yeah, he should get many more chances, though, his last 7 minutes. They want to keep this clock moving.
Hunter gets another opportunity running right. Puts the shoulder down. Ball came loose at the 29, but he was down. He had only 8 carries in the first half. And as a result, Oklahoma State 51 yards rushing in the first half, 80 here in the second. So they're up to 131 rushing yards, and most of those for Kendall Hunter. Weeden. Blackman was tied up, a couple of defenders there. And it goes off the hands of Melvin White.
And another ball that should have been picked off. And, they don't know, and that's why Holgorsen is so upset on the sideline there. There's no reason to throw that ball right there where you're up. The way that they're up, you just want the clock to continue to run. You don't want to take a chance down there and turn the ball over, and that's what the offensive coordinator is so upset about.
Bailey's made him 2 from 52 career highs. 1 from 25. This one an attempt from 47 off the right hash. He has enough to get it there, but Yep. Near that left upright, but gets it through it. He's 4 for 4 tonight, and he stays perfect 11 for 11 on the season for Dan Bailey. Well, we're in Cajun country for the University of Louisiana. And last week, LSU against Tennessee. What a bizarre finish this was, JC.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, a lot of people question Les Miles on this, and did they manage it? But they got lucky because Tennessee had too many players on the field, so they get a chance to run another play. See 13 players on the field for Tennessee. LSU is able to punch it in on the next play, win the game. You would think that people around here would be happy for him and excited, huh? In Louisiana.
Yeah, but there's quite a bit of the rivalry in this neck of the woods between the Tigers and the Ragin Cajuns. Folks wearing their red, which technically is called vermilion, but for you and me, we just need to call it red.
Never even heard of vermilion before.
And by the way, you know, folks like us normally want to say Lafayette, Louisiana, but you definitely notice the locals call it Lafayette. Not Lafayette,
yeah.
Lafayette.
I learned that one quick.
Yes. Sargent back deep for the Cajuns. Just 6:17 to go, and Sargent a couple yards deep will take a knee. Well, hey, we asked some of the folks who are on campus about their impressions of what happened with the LSU Tiger Tennessee finish last week.
I support the fact that LSU is in Louisiana, but I think that if it takes that long to figure out whether or not you're going to spike the ball.
I thought it was pretty pitiful.
All the LSU fans were crying. They were crying like babies.
I think it was on pure luck that they won that game.
It wasn't impressive, but they made it work.
I'm not sure if Les Miles is an idiot or a genius. I mean, there's a high chance that he totally planned for the entire spiel of sending extra men on the field, so Tennessee responds and they get that last one play.
JC, I'm not sensing a whole lot of sympathy here for the Tigers.
Not a lot of love for LSU around here.
Casey getting rid of it with a 17-yard line. Ball comes loose. That is a loose ball, and who got to it? It looked like a couple of Cowboys had a chance to jump on it, but a red shirt may have gotten there first or not. No, Cowboy football inside the 15. Oklahoma State. Sean Lewis with the recovery. Lewis is the guy who had the big interception last week late for them. He gets a fumble recovery here.
See, Miller has the ball and just looks like it's just going to come out. Yep, just carrying it loose, gets it away from his body and just gets punched out. Now it's bouncing around. But watch how carelessly he's holding this ball and watch it pop up in the air. Right there, he just gets it up in the air and away from his body. Just gets knocked out. That's just not a good job of securing that football.
Sean Lewis, a true freshman from Missouri City, Texas, near Houston, had a big interception last week with under a minute left to help the Cowboys get the chance and Bailey to win it at the gun. And he gets a late fumble recovery here. This is being looked at. Was looked at, but it is Cowboy football. First down from the 15.
And Mark, how about those comments about LSU? The best one I like was the guy with the Cajun accent. That they whining like babies.
Yeah, that was my favorite too.
Babies.
Oh. Randall is the back for the Cowboys. And he gets the carry. Notching his way left, doing more east-west than north-south there. No game. This Saturday night, ESPN will deliver an SEC showdown as 12th ranked. The aforementioned Tigers face a tough road test in the swamp against 14th ranked Florida. It's college football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels on ESPN Saturday at 7:30 Eastern. Also available online and on your phone. I'm sure there'll be much more sympathy coming from Baton Rouge. Jeremy Smith now the back. And he gets the carry straight ahead inside the 10, 5 down near the goal line, inside the 1. Marcus Gibson eventually able to bump him down, but the redshirt freshman from Tulsa nearly getting in the end zone.
And you can see that this Cajun defense is really tired right now. And that's the whole premise of this offense, is to get those guys tired, wear them out. And you saw how big that running lane was there.
Well, Smith has gotten him close. Will he get a chance to take it in? No, they go to the air and wide open. Touchdown. The touchdown catch. Wilson Human, who is a great local story here, gets the touchdown catch. Human, who's from nearby St. Martinville, Louisiana, who's played offense, defense, special teams for the Cowboys, and Human with a touchdown catch here near his hometown for Oklahoma State. Point after for Bailey. And he stays perfect in the PAT department in his collegiate career.
Just the play action fake. The running game had really been working, and now they just play action fake the run inside, and Yeoman just wide open in the end zone. And, you know, part of that is how effectively they've been running, and the other part, I think, is that this defense has really worn down, and they're tired physically right now.
And Wilson Human, a local kid, I'm sure Oklahoma State, the play call there, Mike Gundy thinking, hey, let's get the local kid a chance.
Yeah, let him get some love in front of his fans and his family back here in Louisiana. But, you know, I think in the second half, what we've seen is just Oklahoma State just physically, it just imposed their will on Louisiana, the Ragin Cajuns. And, you know, I think the first half they played with a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity. But once that wore off, I think then Oklahoma State really took over.
And as you mentioned, Hunter got more carries, and as a result, opened things up on the outside for the receivers, and the Oklahoma State offense really got moving.
And Blackman is just better than anybody that the Cajuns have in the secondary. And, you know, they said we can live with that. We're going to try to play man-to-man coverage, and if their guys are better than our guys, we can live with it. And I think, you know, obviously Blackman was the best player on the field in terms of that.
Well, the Cowboys came in averaging 52 points per game, second in the nation, and they have exceeded that tonight here with this big second half. A kick from Sharp. Surgeon steps up to the 4. Puts it the 20 to the 25 to the 27-yard line, where the Cajuns will take over. Let's get another update from the studio. Check in again with Will Selva. Will?
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And they have gone to extra innings in San Francisco, tied up at 4 in the 10th inning. Pat Burrell got the scoring started with a 3-run home run in the first. Now you can listen to it on ESPN Radio. The Phillies end up crushing the Reds 7-4. 5 of the Phillies' 7 runs were unearned. For complete coverage of both games, make sure to watch SportsCenter and Baseball Tonight. Now back to Mark and JC.
Well, thanks for the update on Major League Baseball here in Lafayette, Louisiana. This was a game that the Ragin Cajuns led at the half, 21-17. But almost all Cowboys here in the second half. Gauthier will run it to the 30-yard line, a gain of 4. Take a look what has happened in this game chronologically, if you will. Cowboys got out to the 10-0 lead in the first quarter. But the Ragin Cajuns, a 21-point second, had the lead at the break. What a big third, though, for Oklahoma State. They were almost unstoppable the first 4 or 5 drives.
Yeah, and interesting, you see that 0 in the fourth quarter for Louisiana. They haven't scored a point in the fourth quarter all year long. So it doesn't look good, obviously, for him right now. That's why Gauthier's in getting some reps. Want to get him some game experience.
The only points for the Cajuns in the second half came on the 97-yard kickoff return for Daryl Surgeon. And the Ragin Cajuns right back into Sun Belt play next week, and they have to go to Troy. That is a huge game in conference for the Ragin Cajuns. Lane Gauthier. The lefty passer. 3rd down and 4. Gauthier's pass complete to the 42-yard line, and a first down. Pierre Hills had a fairly busy night.
And you'll probably see him catch a few more of those balls. You'll see Gauthier complete some passes, and that's because Oklahoma State, they'll give them all of that right now. They're playing their safeties deep, don't want to give up anything cheap or quick. So you'll see all those intermediate routes now open up for him, and should be some easy throws for Goche.
Goche hands it off. And the Cajuns up to the 47-yard line. Julian Schenkel, junior back from Grand Prairie, Texas, there near Dallas. Well, again, we talked about the Ragin Cajuns, what they have missed in this game. Tight end Ladarius Green missed last week. He misses this week. They hope to have him back next week for Troy, and I don't think he would have made a 20-plus point difference in this game, but obviously very much missed.
Oh, no question. And Kevin Streeter, their #1 running back, was lost for the season last week. So, you know, you come and you play the number 22 ranked team in the country shorthanded.
Goche keeping it, and there's a first down and more up near the 35-yard line of the Cowboys. He picks up 16 yards.
Yeah, and Goche's an athletic guy. We've seen him run the ball inside. Now that zone read, you see the end crash way down, so pulls the ball back out of there and gets around the edge.
Yeah, he pulled it right out of the belly of Schenkel there.
Yeah.
Took off with it.
You see that defensive end come down too hard. He just yanks it back out of there.
Goche to throw. The lefty delivers complete. James Butler inside the 25, down near the 23-yard line. Gain of 13 for the true freshman, James Butler.
And again, you know, people just tuning in might say, well, why haven't they done that all game? It's a little easier right now because Oklahoma State is playing a form of prevent. It's not the true prevent, but they're real loose, just trying to keep everything in front.
Under 2 minutes to go here in Lafayette. Oklahoma State looking to go to 5-0. Cajuns would drop to 2-3 with a loss. Goche inside the 20. Goche, who many times will come in to run the Wildcat, as they call it here, the Chafadouche. I had to get a little Cajun French.
Chafadouche.
Chafadouche, there you go. Chafadouche. Cajun French for the Wildcat. You know your Cajun French, don't you?
Yeah, I know Chafadouche because they taught us yesterday.
Too strong and out of reach. The intended receiver, Ross Goodlett.
You know, I think there's a number of things that the Cajuns can take away from this game that are positives. You know, look at the first half and the things that they were able to get done offensively and defensively in the first half, and they can build off of those, you know, and that's what they need to do. And, you know, going forward, they can say, hey, if we hadn't turned the ball over, if we haven't given up big plays, we could have. And, you know, Coach Bustle said this was a map game, that if they were able to win, it would put them on the map. Well, you know, I think they showed respectively for themselves.
Cajuns able to beat a Big 12 team last year here as they beat Kansas State in week 2 of the season, 17-15. Under a minute to go. Spikes in the backfield. Goche off the hands at the 3-yard line, incomplete. One for Miller.
Right through his hands. See Goche a little upset there. Ball that probably should have been caught.
Yeah, they turn it over on downs. Well, they had the 11th largest crowd in Cajun Field history here tonight. Almost 26,000.
They were excited, festive.
Before the game, the tailgating, the festivities.
The eating.
That's probably been going on all night.
Yeah.
And will continue post game as well. Oklahoma State has Clint Chelf into the game. He is the younger brother of wide receiver Colton Chelf. So the night over for Brandon Weeden, the junior from Edmond, who will turn 27 years old a week from today. Self takes a knee, and that's going to do it. A big second half for the Cowboys. And they win at 54-28. Hunter 126 rushing yards. Blackman 190 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Mike Gundy's team found their weapons tonight, especially in the second half.
Yeah, no question about it. You know, the stars stepped up and played. You know, those are the guys that we highlighted in the open, in particular, Justin Blackman and Kendall Hunter.
So big night for Blackman. The Cowboys go to 5-0, and the Cajuns drop to 2-3. We'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap things up from Lafayette, Louisiana after this. '22nd ranked Oklahoma State beats Louisiana-Lafayette 54-28 tonight here in Lafayette, Louisiana, to go to 5-0 on the season, helped out by Justin Blackman, who wound up 13 catches, 190 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and he was effective early.
He really was, and it just really was a mismatch with Arini trying to cover him tonight. Blackman was just too good. You see, just going up on the deep routes, just really taking the ball away from Arini all night, and when they backed off of him, he caught the short passes, the intermediate routes, and broke tackles, and just a fantastic performance by Justin Blackman.
And we welcome the sophomore from Oklahoma State, Justin Blackman. Justin, did your eyes get really wide when you saw that single coverage out there tonight?
I mean, yeah, they got real big. I mean, with Kendall out there running ball, you know, they loaded box, and we got a little one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, you know, talk about how you've been able to really just come on the scene this year. You've had 5 now straight games over 100 yards receiving, and last year, you know, your biggest game was 45 yards.
I mean, you know, with a running back like Kendall, it's going to be hard to stop him. So when they load the box up, it gives a lot of one-on-one coverage on the outside, and, you know, with this new offense in, a lot of receivers are making a lot of plays.
Hey, just a more big picture here, but what is it that has really allowed you from this year to last, and JC kind of alluded to it, that's allowed you to really have this breakout season this year?
I mean, it's the off-season work we put in. I mean, I worked hard in the off-season. You know, I tried to be the best I can be out there in the off-season, and, you know, it all paid off right here.
You know, is there any receiver out there that you kind of pattern yourself after, that you admire and try to play like?
I mean, Terrell Owens, I mean, he's a big physical guy. You know, I try to be as physical as he can, catch the ball good and run, and it's hard to take him down, and that's how I try to play.
And we talked with Coach Gundy about you, and he mentioned that you really weren't heavily recruited. Is that something you kind of use as inspiration or not?
I mean, yeah, I use it. I mean, I had to work hard to get here, and, you know, I went to a small school, and, you know, and now it's all paid off. You know, it's just all hard work.
You know, Justin, talk about the difference team-wise between the first half and the second half, and, you know, kind of the last 2 weeks, even against Texas A&M. You guys had a slow start in the first half, and again tonight.
I mean, we just came out like 6 days ago, and, I mean, we went in at halftime. We didn't change any plays. We came out and just started executing, and, you know, we just had to lock in at halftime and start executing plays.
Hey, Justin, you've heard the name Fred Biletnikoff, correct?
Yes, I have.
That award may have your name on it someday.
Oh, I hope so.
Very nice. Justin, thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Justin Blackman had the big night tonight, and the Cowboys win it 54-28. Once again, final score, Cowboys 54 and the Ragin Cajuns 28. Coming up next, Sports Nation for J.C. Pearson and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Mark Neely. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night from Louisiana.